Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Polo, Illinois, Polo High School, as it is time for the Illinois 8-Man Football Association semifinals. This is number 1 of the day. Number 2 of the day, simply because it starts later.
Yep.
Calling it number 2 of the day. Starts at 2 o'clock. This is Polo and West Central. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Kyle Leach is alongside from WCCI 100.3. You heard him calling the Milledgeville games here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thrilled with the opportunity you gave me to jump on here today.
Well, we're happy to have you. John Burton is on the camera. You can see Polo on the screen right now, and it's should be a fantastic contest. The defending state champions and the up-and-coming West Central Heat.
Yes, should be a great matchup. Like you said, Polo, the two-time defending state champions here. It's football weather out there. You're just doing out there a little pregame interview with some snow flurries. The wind is not nearly as strong as it was last Saturday down at West Central. That was brutal down there.
It was brutal everywhere last Saturday.
Yeah, there is a steady breeze, but nothing like that. But no, it is semifinal playoff weather at its best here today.
We'll take a very quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Kirby from West Central. We talked to him a couple minutes ago. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We have Coach Kirby with us now, and I heard you say during warm-ups that this is great. This weather, a little snow falling, it's November football, and it's a week before a championship. This is right where you want to be, isn't it?
If you're worried about the weather and semifinals, you're a coward. That's what we told our kids all week. We are excited. This is awesome. We get to go play the champs. 2-timers. We got to be ready to go.
Well, I know you guys might be the favored team today, but they've got experience on their side, don't they? They've been here before, and they've been to next week before, so they're not scared of this, right?
No, they believe they're supposed to win this game. We believe we're supposed to win this game. It's a couple really well coached, or they're really well coached. I hope we are. Their kids believe they should win. So anytime you're in that situation, it's going to go to the end. Everybody
looks to West Central. They look to Drosty. He's going to be key, and this weather kind of, I think, probably suits him a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, when people say that, the people that end up hurting them are Mason and 35. When those kids get out, when you put all your in your coins in the basket to stop Drosty, our other kids have had big days, and if they're going to just go after Drosty, then it'll be a good day for us.
What's the key for you guys to stop Polo today?
Make sure that we don't get out leveraged. We have to tackle well. We have to know where 17's at all times.
All right, congratulations on a great season thus far. Talk to you after the game, and maybe we'll see you next week in Monmouth.
Sure hope so. Thank you.
We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
And welcome back. Here we're on the sidelines, actually in the middle of the field. It's perfect football weather. There's a little snow. Coach Alston from Polo. Coach, this is what football season's all about, isn't it?
Well, at this time of the year, yeah, it is about good weather like this, and two teams fighting for a chance to get to Monmouth.
You were there last year. You know what it takes. You know what it's like to be there. These kids have to be happy with where they're not at now, but not satisfied.
No, not satisfied. Definitely happy. A little bit rough start to the season for us, and we've grown a lot as a team, and real proud that we've gotten to this point, and they're giving us a chance to get back down there.
Well, you got a good West Central team going to be on the other sideline from you tonight, or this afternoon, actually. Drosty's the real deal.
Yeah, he is a stud. I've never seen anyone catch him, so hopefully we can bottle him up at the line of scrimmage.
So outside of stopping him at the line of scrimmage, what's going to be the key for you guys today?
I think we just have to play, defensively we just have to play assignment football. They run their options so well, and we just can't have any breakdowns defensively in that department, and offensively we just have to move the ball.
All right, well, good luck, and thanks for joining us, and come up and talk to us after the game, okay?
Sounds good, thanks.
We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live in just a couple minutes.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
And welcome back to Polo High School in Polo, Illinois. It's the I8FA semifinals, West Central Heat and Polo Marcos. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Kyle Leach is alongside. And Kyle, you do all kinds of awesome prep work, all of which I do zero of. I'm not going to lie. I tell everybody I'm the worst prepped score guy or announcer guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, you handle all the computer work over there, so like that takes a lot of work in itself.
It didn't matter when and there's the Marco mascot man on the Marco man, as they call him. But great football game, I think, coming this way. A team that is used to winning, used to being in Monmouth for the state championship game, and a team that wants to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. West Central's been kind of the leaders all season. Everybody's been kind of chasing them all season, but Polo, like I said, until you actually beat them in a playoff game, something they have not lost yet in the 8-man playoff. Coach Alston 9-0 in the playoffs. So nobody has beat Polo since they've arrived in the 8-man season. Of course, 2020, West Central had a good team and beat them, but there was no playoffs that year. Right. So I said if you're gonna have to come up here and take it from Polo if you're West Central.
That's right, and Polo has to be happy. I mean, to be here at home today. They travel really well all the time, but to have your home field and not have to drive. West Central comes on a tour bus as we're getting ready for kickoff. I mean, everything in the champion's favor, maybe outside of the seed, which is the highest seed left in the tournament, is West Central.
Yeah, absolutely. The one injury, though, that could be a big one in today's game is Avery Grenoble, the All-State running back linebacker, injured before the playoffs started in practice. He's out for the season. We'll see. They've won the first 2 games without him, but this is going to be the biggest test they've had without him.
It is a 4-week postseason for I8FA, so a little bit of change in that, where everybody's like, well, why is I8FA in their semifinals, IHSA still in their quarterfinals? Less teams, and they do a 16-team instead of a 32-team bracket. That's the reason why. We'll have the championship game on TSSR Game Time Live next week at Monmouth College, which is a beautiful facility.
It is. Yep. Everyone strives to get there, but yeah, I like. It's a week shorter, but like I said, you get into some better matchups right away. Like I said, last week we were already into the quarterfinals, had some great games, and I anticipate these 2 semifinals will be good ones here. This one, West Central and Polo, then down at Amboy. Amboy takes on Champaign St. Thomas More, which should be a good one as well.
Yeah, a couple teams that maybe people didn't expect to be in the semifinal, but the number 1 seed, Decatur Lutheran, got beat by St. Thomas More last week.
Yep.
And there was great games across the board last week in I8FA. As we're getting ready to kick off here, it will be Polo going left to right on the TV screen, kicking off to West Central. Drosty is back deep, I do believe, for West Central. I can see the 2. I can't see the 1, but I'm going to take for granted it's Drosty. It's a squib kick, I should say, is recovered by number 16, Jordan Kane, the freshman tight end or wide receiver, defensive back, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Heat at the 48-yard line.
Yep, we get to see this three-headed monster, West Central. Drosty gets a lot of the accolades as he deserves, but they are a load, especially in eight-man football. Good old-school football. Both these teams, eight-man, you think spread, throw it around, not these two teams.
Now, we're just underway here. You can see the clock is with 11:59 to go in quarter number one. We did put an extra camera on the clock today, so we'll have the clock as it is on the scoreboard. Carnes looks under center, fakes the hard count, looks right, looks left. Now he's going to take the snap finally. And it's going to be Meldrum. And he's going to, I think he wanted, did he want to keep that?
Yeah, it looked like a little indecisive there, but yep.
It's a gain of 5 for Meldrum.
Maybe Meldrum just took it from him, so
Yeah.
I'm getting the first carry.
I couldn't tell if Meldrum and him were fighting over the ball or if a Polo player had a hold of it, but it's a gain of 5. It'll bring up second down and 5 for the Heat, just inside the Polo 47-yard line, or right at the 47, actually. Here's a pitch to Drosty. He breaks one tackle, and he's down the sideline. A pretty late hit, but he was right on the sideline. It's going to be a sports corner first down to the 35, a 12-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 for the Heat as they ran short side of the field with Drosty that time.
Yep, they did. Webster had him. That's what the Missiles had him in their grasp a lot in the backfield last week, but said not a lot to him. He's a little undersized, but lightning quick, and he's stronger than what you think as well. He does not go down on first contact.
Carnes is a huge quarterback, too.
He's
had some runs this year.
there.
Pitch is going to go right wide side this time to Drosty, and he hesitates, turns the corner, and around he goes. He's going to get across the 30, inside to the 28-yard line, it looks like.
Dewey on the stop there for the Marcos.
And it's a gain of 7. It'll bring up second down and 3.
Yep, just eating chunks up. That's what they did against the Missiles all last week, especially second half. Real time control offense for the Heat to keep the high-powered Missiles offense off the field.
And the I formation again. The tight end's near side this time. One far and one near. And it's going to be Drosty up the middle. He's going to break it outside, and he might be gone. From the 28, he's going to score. The first touchdown of the game goes to Caden Drosty and the West Central Heat, and they lead 6-0 with 11:01 to go in quarter number one. A 28-yard touchdown run for Caden Drosty.
Yeah, as Coach Alston said in the pregame, he has not seen many guys catch Drosty there, and once he's in the open field, he is gone on that nice counter play. They go to a lot, which almost can't call it a counter as much as they run it, but they run it very effectively.
Yeah, he likes to run up the middle, and he's going to take the pitch to the outside this time, and he's not going to get to the end zone, I don't think.
Nice stop by Webster.
Actually lost some yardage on the two-point run, but it's a 6-0 lead for the Heat of West Central with 11:01 to go. We'll take our first break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and we'll be right back in just about 15 seconds.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
Welcome back here to West Central. Or to the West Central leading the Polo Marcos at Polo High School. It's TSSR Game Time Live. Kyle, West Central did exactly what they wanted to do.
Yep, absolutely. The ground game, Drosty, they got Hilton Meldrum on the first carry, then it was Drosty around the edges, goes all the way. Now we get to see the high-powered Polo offense as well. Another all-stater, like I said, they're without Grenoble, but another premier player. We got two of the premier players in eight-man here today, Drosty and Salto. You're going to hear Brock Salto a lot. He's going to do a lot of the load work here for the Marcos, as the Marcos will get set to receive the ball here. See if West Central, they did a lot of the squib kicks here last week, onside kicks, short kicks against Milledge. I'll anticipate they're going to do the same here.
Yeah, they don't kick deep a whole lot. They do spread out. It's going to be a squib kick to the 50. It's picked up.
Webster.
It's got some running room, and he's going to be down inside the 45 to the 43 is where they're going to mark. It'll be 1st and 10 Polo at the West Central 43-yard line, and that was not as drawn up for West Central.
No, Webster was ready for that kick. He fielded it like a running back that he is and took off with it, but West Central able to stop him. But great fielding position or starting positions for the Marcos here on the Heat 43-yard line. Salto took over the quarterback spot about halfway through the season. About week 4 against Milledge when they really started to go to him, kind of the Wildcat formation.
Salto on the carry. He's got some running room, and he's going to go from the 43, and just like that, anything you can do, I can do better. A one-play drive for Polo, and the Marcos tie it at 6-6 with 10:50 remaining, an entire 11 seconds if run off the clock, if my memory serves me correctly, and it's tied at 6.
He's lightning in a bottle. Like I said, you give him a crease, he is gone. All it takes is an 8-man. We said that all year. You make one man miss, and there's not much help in the 8-man game.
And it works to perfection, a little off tackle or would-be tackle. And it's a chance for the Polo Marcos now to take the lead on the 2-point conversion. Solto is going to be the quarterback. To his left he's got some running room. He cuts it upfield, and he's going to be close. Can he get in? He does not. So we stay tied at 6 here.
Meldrum stood him up right at the goal line.
And he was close. I thought he had that little crease that you talked about, but Meldrum stuck it and made it a 6-6 game with 10:50 remaining. And if this is going to go like this all day, we're going to be here a while, folks. There is no doubt about that at all. It's 6-6. Marcos and Heat are tied. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back just in time for kickoff. Kicking off is going to be Monaco. And we are back underway. And another squib kick. It's through the legs, and it's going to be Polo coming up with it. Polo has it. It went through the legs.
That's Salto.
And Salto comes up with it, but it went through the legs of the up man for the Heat. It might have been number 9, Landon Winters. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Polo at the 46-yard line.
Yep, went right through the wickets there, and Salto out-wrestled the guy for it. There was two guys went for it at the same time. Salto came away with a Polo. Once again, they started in Heat territory at the 46.
I'll let you take this play, if you don't mind.
Salto out of the shotgun formation. Webster goes in motion to the right. Salto gonna keep it now, pitches it to Dewey. Dewey with a nice gainer there, tackled by Drosty and Meldrum. Gain of about 5 yards there for the Marcos.
Spreading the defense out a little bit, opens some more of those creases up, right?
Running the option play very effectively.
6-6 the score. 2nd and 5 facing the Polos. Salto back under, or in a shotgun formation here, I should say. He's going to keep it left side. He's going to be close to he'll have a first down. He's down to the 35. It is a gain of 6. 1st and 10 on a Sports Corner first down for Polo. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35. And, Kyle, you get the feeling that it might be that one turnover could be huge in this game.
Boy, turnovers that could create a lot of momentum, especially in the playoffs. So that ball is odd-shaped for a reason. It takes funny bounces, and, yeah, momentum is huge here in the playoffs. And right now, it's wearing Polo, navy, and gold.
So the West Central Heat, who spent a lot of time in their pregame, with their starting defense on, running some plays against it. But I'll tell you what, Salto brings something to the table that is hard to recreate. Salto going to keep it this time on a fake handoff, and he's got more running room, and he breaks a couple tackles, keeps his feet pumping, and he's down to the 20, a gain of 15, a Sports Corner first down for Polo.
Yep, he's very elusive, hard to get a hold of, and he's got 15 more yards already.
A 15-yard run gives it 1st and 10 right at the cusp of the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 20. And a little sun peeking through now. We had snow showers.
Snow showers have gone away for a little bit, now the sun.
But it's cloudy everywhere around us here, so we'll see how long it lasts. Under 9 minutes to go now here in the first quarter. It's been a quarter full of excitement thus far. Salto is going to be the shotgun formation again. Beside him, number 27, Brady Wolber, I believe.
Yep, Wolber to his left,
and
carry to Wolber.
Yep, he's going to get the carry. Not a lot there. Drosty's there for the stop. It's going to be a gain of 1. Brings up 2nd down and 9. And it almost like Wolber just kind of went in there just to say, hey, we will carry the ball in other places. We got to try to keep you honest here. Checking back in is going to be Noah Dewey. they ran the pitch to him to the wide side of the field, which was their right earlier in this drive. For a gain of, 5 on the first play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Dewey's going to line up to the right of Solto. And it's going to be the option again, but Solto's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get inside the 15. Man, he just keeps his feet moving, falls forward, and he's going to gain about 7 or 6. We'll see where they mark it at.
The 13
Yep, you're right,
line.
6. So it'll be third and 4. They actually only gave him 5, it looks like.
The best defense the Marcos have against this West Central Heat offense, as well as keeping them off the field.
Yeah, that is exactly right. But the way the Marcos are moving the ball, the same can be said for West Central,
yes.
right? So it's been a little wider splits for the offensive line here. Solto is going to tell, and he's got Wolber falling in front of him. It's going to be 4-down territory. I don't think he's going to get
close.
there.
He's right at the sticks.
We'll see if they mark. He had to get to the 10. He's going to be just short, so to bring up 4th down and less than a yard. Well, they're going to measure. No, they said it is a first down. It must be touching the line then. So it's first down, a Sports Corner first down. And if it's on the 10, they can't get another first down. So it's first and goal at the 10 for the Marcos. And this is a huge – this is, when you score and you score back and forth, you're on serve, right? Kind of like in tennis, you're on serve. They can be up. They could be ahead here because they get the ball first in the second half. If they can score here, it's advantage. That's what I was trying to get to. It's advantage Polo in more ways than one. And Soto is going to take the snap, and he's going to run inside the 10, and there's a lot of white jerseys there.
Not much there. Meldrum once again.
Meldrum and
gain of about 1.
Carnes was there. Also, number 77, Brody Link, was there. Called him a lot against South Beloit. He had a huge game against South Beloit earlier this year in the playoffs. A gain of, did you give him 2 or 1?
I gave him 1. Looks like just about the 9-yard line there.
So second and goal at the 9. It is a big set of downs here for both teams. Is the Heat will have a long field, but they got obviously 4-down territory. No kicking here, I don't think, today. So it's going to be Solto. Going to tuck it upfield and breaks a tackle. Initial tackle was
Stepson in there.
Yeah, it was Stepson in there, and then he just held him up long enough. A short gain, close to the 5.
About the 7, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to say 7. Yeah, gain of 2. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal at the 7.
2 big plays here.
Scoreboard says 6, but it looks a little farther away than that to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So we'll call it. This is a tough. I mean, even with the hash marks, it's still tough when they get that far down, isn't it? To see where the ball actually is. So it's 3rd and goal at the 6. Solto with Dewey to his right in motion is probably going to be the option. Solto doesn't look. He just tucks it, tries to get to the corner. He can't get there. He does gain a few yards, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and they keep the clock running.
So he was in bounds when his knee hit, so Drosty on the stop.
He gets to the 4, a gain of 3, and it's going to be 4th and goal at the 4 for the Polo Marcos here in semifinal round action.
West Central did a nice job stringing that one out, not giving him the edge. 9 was out there as well. Landon Winters.
Yeah, Winters is actually the one that had the ball go through his legs on the squib kick.
What do you think? Going to go back to Solto or going to do a misdirection, try to surprise someone here, Dwayne? What would you?
I think Coach Alston's going to take a timeout and discuss just that, right? I don't know. It's hard to say here, Kyle. We'll keep it here for this first timeout of the game. And you're tied 6-6. Solto is your bell cow.
Yep.
I think this early in the game, you stick to your bell cow and
I agree.
and get it in the end zone with him, right?
I agree. If 17's on my team here on a 4th and goal, that's who I want the ball in his hands.
So you can see Polo Marcos on the screen right now, and this is the kind of thing when you're the champion and you're used to winning playoff games. That squib kick problem is the exact thing that allows a team like Polo just to take control of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that momentum, they've been here, done that, and they punch another one to here, maybe a little bit of doubt starts to creep in the West Central team as well.
At the same time, this is a intestinal fortitude check for West Central right here, right? 4th and goal at the 4. And it's going to be Solto and Wolber. So I'm guessing it's going to be Solto here. What do you say?
Yep, I'm quarterback keeper here.
Wolber to his left. They're going to try and draw him off. Can't do it. He's going to go outside. He's got tons of running room. I don't think anybody. Meldrum's going to get there.
Meldrum with the stopping point. I hope he's okay. He's grabbing the knee. That was a shot right at the goal line.
Meldrum comes and checks on him. Solto gets up slowly, as Kyle said, but, man, that is as big of a stop as West Central could have all year long right there, folks. And now they got 98 yards,
Where they marked
maybe
at the
99.
1. Yep.
A 99-yard opportunity, and they could suck up a lot of clock here. There was a lot of clock taken there. It's down to 4:18 remaining, as you see, but, man, and of course, Drosty could just as easily go 99 here if he gets outside.
Yep, got to be careful here, though. You don't want to get a safety here if you're West Central. Got to be secure with the ball, have a good snap here as well.
You take a safety before you take a touchdown.
Yep, absolutely.
Fumble in the end zone, though. Carnes under center.
He's going forward.
He's going to go forward. He is. He breaks a tackle and gets out near the 5 to about the 4.
Webster on the stop.
Give him a little bit of breathing room, and now they can use a little bit of speed to the outside. Actually, they might take it back to the 3, it looks like.
2 yards. Yep,
a gain of 2 for Carnes. 2nd down and 8 for the Heat from their own 3-yard line.
Man, that play looked like Solto had the edge, didn't it? Looked like clear sailing out there, and Meldrum came like a missile there.
He did. And I mean, some people will say hitting him at the knees or whatever. It's the only thing he could do. He had to get there and had to make the tackle, and it just happened to be that's where he could get there. Carnes under center. Pitch is going to go to Drosty. He bobbled it. He's hitting the backfield. Breaks a couple tackles, a couple more. He's going to get to the 5, I think. But he was hit at the goal line, I think.
Yep, he was.
It's a gain of 2, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Heat from their own 5-yard line. And Drosty prevented that from being possibly a safety, Kyle.
Yep, like I said, he did that numerous times last week. The Missiles had him at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield, and same thing here. Missiles had him 3rd and 5 or longer a bunch of times, and they are able to convert. See if the Heat can do it here against the Marcos. Big stand here for Polo.
Obviously not 4-down territory for the Heat. Handoff's going to go up the middle, and the ball's out, and it's recovered.
Webster with the recovery.
And Drosty fumbles. Webster recovers at the 5-yard line, and I was just about ready to say that it looked like he had a hole, and you said that crease, and that crease closed. Webster came and recovered the fumble. I'm not sure who got the hit, but, man, was it a big one.
Drosty took a shot there. Was not sure who had the hit there either, but Webster comes up with it. 1st and goal for the Marcos on the Heat 5-yard line.
Well, we're having some
2 turnovers already here for West Central.
We're having some internet issues, it looks like. Not sure why. Can you?
First and goal here for the Marcos. Solto out of the shotgun formation. Solto's going to take the direct snap right up the middle, spinning. He is in for a Marco touchdown. Solto was hit about the 3, spun around a defender and dragged another one in. Touchdown, Polo.
I want to verify that we've got everything going here. Well, it is 12-6, as I had showing a little problem with my stream feed, so I wanted to make sure everything was good. I'm getting harassed from back home for saying bell cow. Somebody, Sam DeCounter, one of the ag teachers at West Prairie, said, say your country without saying your country.
All-important 2-point conversion here now for the Marcos.
Solto with Wolber to his
Delay
right
game.
now. Man, that's a tough spot to get that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. First penalty of the game.
Polo up 12-6. First quarter action, 2:55 remaining.
So now the 2-point conversion, as you said, from the 8-yard line now instead of the 3. Webster gets a play call from Coach Alston. Polo trying to extend the lead here.
So it becomes a 8-yard. What are we? Somebody's getting talked to in the end zone now, I believe, a fan. Not sure what's going on down there, but
looking towards the Polo sideline. Official maybe wants somebody removed from the ball game here.
Yeah, not sure what's going on for sure. Some administration down there possibly that the officials are talking to. Solto is going to, and it goes, what's this one?
False start, I believe.
And Solto very easily could have got an unsportsmanlike for spiking the football. I mean, it's out of frustration, I get it, and it's not towards the officials, but you get the wrong officiating crew, Kyle, and that'll get you a penalty.
Yep, absolutely. Well, now it's back to the 13-yard line for the 2-point conversion.
This is huge now.
Yep, 2:55 to go here in the opening quarter.
Solto with Wolber to his right. 2 wide receivers near side this time. Solto is going to drop back, looks right, now crossing pattern across the middle of the field, and he's
got him.
It's Dewey on the 2-point conversion pass with 2:55 remaining. A 13-yard 2-point conversion results in a 14-6 lead for the Polo Marcos. And I tell you what, that is about as big as it gets. You talk about momentum change. That 2-point conversion after those 2 penalties is just a huge change in what, it's bad enough you turn the ball over to 5, then you push them back with a couple penalties. You have to feel like, Kyle, that you're in a pretty good spot, right? And then Polo just answers with a 13-yard pass.
Yeah, Solto put that throw right on the money there to Dewey. Had good coverage there, but pass was in a better spot. And so now we got to see what Central, they were down early last week to Milledgeville as well. And they responded in that one. We'll see what they got here, but a little different here on the road at the state champs.
Yeah, and no offense to Milledgeville, but maybe a smidge better football team in Polo, depending on the week anyway.
Yeah.
At least at home, especially.
At home. We'll see. Milledgeville got them during the regular season. I know they were wanting another to see him again, but yeah.
There's the squib. It's going to go deeper this time. It's going to be ran down.
Oh, boy, Drosty.
Drosty comes up. Going back there to try to get it initially was number 21, Hunter Schrader, and he ran past it. And you talked about the ball, odd-shaped ball doing odd-shaped things, right? And it was rolling, and then Schrader was running back, and it just kind of stopped, and he ran right past it.
Takes that funny bounce, but Drosty came up and dove on that ball. 1st and 10 for the Heat, ball on their own 33-yard line.
And it's answer time for the Heat now, trailing by 8, 14-16.
14-6.
6, I mean, yeah, my math wouldn't be very good there, would it? Handoff's going to go up the middle.
Meldrum up the middle. Nice gainer, about 8.
Yep, it's going to be, and
sideline warning here on Polo.
Well, they're having all kinds of problems here, aren't they?
Yeah.
And coaching staff is less than impressed with that call. But 2nd down and 8 nonetheless. Thankfully not a penalty for Polo. I shouldn't say thankfully. I guess as a commentator I shouldn't it's not like I don't want them to have penalties, but those are the kind of penalties that you just hate to see. Yep. Handoff's going to go to Drosty up the middle this time.
It's close to the first down. He'll be a little short.
Gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Heat at their own 42-yard line.
Fernandez on the stop there for the Marcos.
Clock running, first quarter action, 14-6. Marcos with the lead. 2 unanswered touchdowns after a huge stop and then a fumble by the Heat. Huge defensive stop and an offensive fumble. I formation behind Carnes. He's going to try to get the first down. He will. He'll be out near the 45. They're going to mark it to the 45, a gain of 3, and it's going to be 1st and 10 on a Sports Corner first down for the Heat.
It's one that helps to have a quarterback that big. West Central, one of the teams that does not list heights or weights in their roster. They keep all that top secret, I guess. But, yeah, he's a load in there at quarterback.
He's a load, and he's good.
Yes, he is. He said the 3-headed monster. Meldrum, kind of the unsung hero at fullback as well.
Yeah, he made the All-State on team as well, did Meldrum. And now it's going to be Drosty around the outside, and there's a hold in the back.
Coming back.
Yep, that's Schrader, I believe, and then thrown out of bounds by Dewey is Drosty, but it's all for naught. it's going to come back. And if that's where the penalty marker's at, that's going to be a 16-yard penalty if they throw that if they leave it where it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a big penalty to get way behind the chains here.
Yep, it's going to be way behind, and it's going to be no gain for Drosty. And they're going to mark it, I think, from the flag, which is 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Oh, they're going to do it for 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Nonetheless, if they mark it at the 20 or at the 30, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty on a 10-yard holding penalty because it's spot of the foul.
Yep. So 1st and 25 all the way back at the 30-yard line.
First and almost forever as Carnes goes under center. 2 tight ends, I formation. The counter to Drosty, hits his own player.
Fernandez
he gets
on the
hit
tackle
by Steffson right in the chest and knocked
1.
backwards, and it's a gain of 1. Looked like he had some running room, and I'm not really sure what happened to Steffson, but, man, he came back into Drosty in a hurry. And the snow starts to fall again. You can see it on the camera this time. We had a brief hint of sun, and it is snowing like crazy right now. Hopefully our camera holds up to it. Carnes going to throw. Goes right. He's got
Meldrum off his hands.
That's good pass defense over there on the far side by Solto. And it's going to bring up 3rd and a long 24 for the Heat.
Yeah, Polo got them right where they want them, 3rd and long. They can throw. That's not something they like to do, though, West Central.
It kind of surprised you at all? I mean, do you think that was a let's catch him off guard kind of throw there?
Yeah, a little bit, trying to get half of that yardage back there, I think, maybe, to try to surprise him a little bit on 2nd down.
Now Carnes going to be back up under center. Hand off to Meldrum, and he's going to go for a short gain. A gain of 4, and it's going to bring up 4th and 20, and would imagine it'll be a punting situation here for the Heat. And
do the Heat have a punter putting up about 61 points a ball game?
I think they punted once against South Beloit, actually.
Okay.
I think it was Drosty that did the punting, if I remember correctly. But you're correct. They don't punt a whole lot.
Yeah, Heat, the highest scoring offense in 8-man, averaging 60.5 points per game, allowing 21. Polo averages 45 a game, allowing 18.
It is Drosty back there to punt for
Polo not sending anybody back. Now Salto drops back.
It's going to be a punt to the right. It's going to bounce to the 43, roll across the 40 and out of bounds inside the 40. And he's kind of punting into a snowstorm here, and it's 1st and 10 Polo at their own 38-yard line, and 2.4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And I don't know that – I'm going to guess that West Central hasn't been down by 2 scores all year.
No, I would believe they have, and I don't know that for a fact, but, yeah, I would doubt that they have been.
Their offense and defense has been superb. A fumble after making a good defensive stop, and then
the onside kick recovery, and then that. Yep.
It's been a rough day thus far for West Central. Solto on the carry across the 45, out near the 48, 49-yard line is where they're going to mark it.
Steffson on the stop, but yeah, another about 5, maybe 6 yards.
I think they're going to give him 6. And it's going to be the end of the first quarter of play. The Polo Marcos will come back after the break with a 2nd down and 4. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just about a minute.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Polo High School in Polo, Illinois, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Coverage of the I8FA semifinals between the West Central Heat and the Polo Marcos. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Kyle Leach is alongside, and Kyle, that first quarter almost as good as Polo could have hoped for, minus the 6 points they gave up to West Central.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been moving the ball on will here. Now they got it.
Solto
bottled up there. Nicely done. Who blew up that play? Number 18 in there.
Meldrum was there as well.
Fletcher on the stop.
And they never blew the whistle. Carnes came in late, and they never blew the whistle. Solto got back up. I think he was on top of a couple players. He bobbled the ball. He lost a yard. They're going to call a timeout.
Officials timeout here for an injured Polo player here on the sideline.
He got stopped late. It was Wolber who kind of got piled on late because Solto got back up and started to run again. And it's a loss of, ended up being just a loss of 1, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much the line of scrimmage.
Right. Yeah, he did
about
get
3rd
back.
and 4 again.
You're right. He did get back to the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 4.
Big down here for the Heat to try to turn the momentum a little bit here if you're West Central. But
if you've had the momentum like you've had if you're Polo, do you go? Is this 4-down territory?
Boy, I don't think so yet, depending on how close you are here.
Solto, and they're going to get illegal procedure, I do believe.
Back them up 5 more.
It is, yep. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Marcos, a little more difficult. And West Central gets a little gift there, and if you can stop them with just a few-yard gain, it probably makes that. My thought was if you're only 4, you get 2 or 3, you might go for it. You get
absolutely.
2 or 3 now, you probably don't go for it, right?
Correct, but you can't rest here. Take a play off here if you're West Central. You gave up a 13-yard 2-point conversion after a couple of penalties. So Polo fully capable to pick up this about 8, almost 9 yards here.
Clock is running here in the second quarter. Solto is going to tuck it in. No, he's going to pitch it out to Dewey. Dewey rounds the corner, and he's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th and about 4 for the Polo Marcos, and we'll see what Coach Alston and crew decide to do here, and it looks like he's going to go for it.
Yeah, nice open field tackle there. Nice pitch there by Solto. Nice open field tackle out there by Winters.
Very late pitch by Solto over the top of a defender, and Wolber is taking the play and coming back in.
Yeah, 4th and 3 now for, so gain of about 6 there.
Webster coming in with him. So it's going to bring up 4th and 4, a very short 4, really. It's really almost a 4th and 3. And this play is really big if you're West Central. Big. In motion, Solto's going to keep it right side. He's going to have.
He's
short.
He's
going to be stuck. What a hit!
Drosty and Meldrum.
Meldrum came up and put a shoulder in.
Gain of 1.
Meldrum and Solto are getting to know each other rather well here.
Oh boy!
And both times on 4th down, it's been Meldrum getting the initial hit
and he
to
flies
stop
to
him.
the ball.
He does, doesn't he? Man, he's fast, and he kind of gets forgotten on the offensive side of the ball. But that was a huge stop for West Central.
They take over in Polo territory. 1st and 10 for the Heat, ball in the Marco 46.
So Karn's going to go under center. I formation behind him. He's going to hand off up the middle to Drosty. Drosty breaks a tackle and then going to get drugged down from behind. A couple Polo players there.
Yingling on the stop. About 3 there for Drosty.
Trying to see what the other number was. Oh, it's Wolber was the other player there on the ground with Yingling. It's 2nd down and 7 for the Heat. Clock running here, second quarter action.
Polo pretty much in their 4-4 defense.
Meldrum
up the middle. Boy, he's dragging a defender.
He breaks a tackle and gets a sports corner 1st down. He goes from the 30 or 43.
About 11 on there, or about 10, or 11 yards.
11 yards on the carry. It's going to bring up a sports corner 1st down at the 32-yard line of the Marcos for the Heat. That's the first down for the Heat since their initial drive, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Which they scored in less than a minute. Meldrum again up the middle, lowers his shoulder. Going to go across the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
Give him 4.
Give him a
Webster
gain of 4.
On the step.
2nd down and 6. Looks like they're maybe trying to get the key to Meldrum a little bit here, meaning to get Polo to start watching him a little bit more, maybe take some of the eyes off Drosty a bit.
Yep.
I don't know that that'll ever work, though. Carnes under center, fakes the
Now
handoff. He's going to he runs over one guy, keeps his feet moving. And he is such a big kid, man, and he's so athletic. He goes across the 25. He's going to go for a gain of 4, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, Carnes is not going to look to run around you if he's got the ball.
He did. He broke one of his South Beloit touchdown run. He broke 2 tackles, stiff-armed a guy to the ground, high-stepped over another guy, and then did the Walter Payton high-step into the end zone.
Drosty the wing to the right.
And Carnes just lowers his head and keeps it moving, just keeps moving. And over there trying to rip the ball out of his hands was Webster. No dice, though. It's a Sports Corner first down.
Stop.
He's inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
6 more for Carnes.
A quarterback sneak that was hit initially goes for 6. Now the snow stopped again. Camera's still working, so that's a plus. Carnes under center. Going to hand off to Drosty on the counter that time. He breaks a couple tackles. He's inside the 10. He's going to go. And Solto tried to knock it away at the last second.
He plays all the way to the goal line, did Solto. He about poked that ball out from behind.
An 18-yard touchdown run, and the Heater within 2 at 7:29 to go here in quarter number 2.
There you said it. You ride Meldrum and Carnes all the way down, then you hit him with Drosty.
Yep. I don't think it really got him off base from looking at him. He got hit initially. He just broke a few tackles, kept his feet moving, and got a touchdown.
Yep, just a different pace with him back there. All the important 2-point conversion now for the Heat, trying to knot this game up.
Carnes, hand off to Meldrum. He's going to go in.
Yep.
Meldrum gets the 2-point conversion, and the Heat have the lead, or have tied it at 14 here as what'd that end up being, a 43-yard touchdown drive?
46, I believe.
46-yard touchdown drive, and the Heat have knotted it at 14. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH in about 15 seconds.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
And welcome back here. 14-14 tie here with 7:29 to go in the first half. Second quarter action from Polo High School. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Happy to have I8FA semifinal football here live for you today. We'll be back Friday night, November 18th from Monmouth, Illinois. Monmouth College, a beautiful facility for the state championship game next week. One of these two teams, Kyle, are going to be there, but there's a whole lot of football to go before we find out who that's going to be.
Yeah, both these teams playing really good football right at the moment. They both want to get there. West Central trying to go for the first time. Polo trying to get back for the third.
There's the squib kick, and Webster picks it up again. Link is there for the stop. Webster's going to be stopped at the West Central 47-yard line, and that's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah, if I'm West Central, I think I'm choosing to kick it to a different kid. He is well prepared for that kick.
Yeah, if it's going to be 23, I'm going to change my angle and kick it somewhere else. And to this point, he's done a good job. But as you said, the difference I think it looks like to me is that ball's going in the air to him.
Yes, instead of on the ground.
Instead of on the ground. The one that went through Winter's legs was bouncing before it got to him. This one is, he's able to catch it.
Yeah, I would think they'd want that kick on the ground. I don't know if that's by design or just a mistake.
Solto hands off to
Fernandez. Yep.
And he's going to lose a couple on the carry.
Flying in there, Fletcher once again.
Drosty there as well, and Steffson,
loss
and
of
Carnes,
two.
And a whole bunch of white jerseys.
Loss of 2 that time for Fernandez, his first carry.
Second down and 12, and the officials waving. I've never seen them give each other that signal before. Did you see what they were doing on the sideline?
I did not see that.
It was a second down, maybe a second and past the sticks, so
Could
behind
be.
the sticks signal. I've never seen them do that before. Anyway, here we go. Solto going to keep it. Pitch out to Dewey. Dewey's got some running room, but Meldrum's out there. He breaks Meldrum's tackle, and can he outrun Drosty? He can't. Drosty's going to knock him out of bounds inside the 20 from the 49. It's going to be at least a 29-yard run. We'll see where oh, no, it's not. That's a 28-yard run. They mark him in outside the 20 at the 21. Is a sports corner first down, though, and Polo is deep into heat territory again, and we've seen that pitch several times. Kyle, that's the first time they really broke it.
Yep, they did. They had him before, but they were able to make the one-on-one tackle. That time, I think Salto kept it a little longer, gave Dewey a little bit better angle to get the corner.
Salto is really holding the ball.
Yeah, that was a great pitch.
The last two pitches to Dewey have been over the top of a defender.
That's a tough play to make, too.
Yes, it is. Salto is going to keep it this time. Up the middle he goes, inside the 20 or right to the 20. We'll see where they mark it. There's a bunch of white jerseys there. And I'll tell you what, 3 guys had a chance to pull him back, and they could not pull Salto back. It's going to be a gain of 1. It's going to be second down and 9, but that kid is strong.
Yep, West and Lincoln there on the stop for the Heat.
Second down and 9 from the 20 as they are on the cusp of the red zone again. I said that earlier, and they ended up – maybe I shouldn't say that because last time they did that, they turned it over inside the 5 at about the 1 on downs a little later in the drive. 5:56 to go. They can eat up a lot of this clock and get a touchdown here. It sets them up for having the ball first in the second half. Solto is going to roll left. He calls a block, and then coming up to make the stop.
Drosty.
Was it Drosty coming up? It was. Man, what a job. You saw on the camera, Solto pointed at Dewey. I think it was who was out there, wasn't it, blocking? And he said, block that guy, and said, here comes Drosty out of nowhere.
No gain on the play. Carnes did a nice job at the defensive end spot over there. He's a linebacker. Actually, there's 23, I think, over there in the end. Steffson.
And
just held up Salto enough for Drosty to come flying in with the stop.
They are using as much time here as they can, it looks like. Don't want to give the Heat the ball back because right now, with the ball and the clock running out, it still is advantage Polo. They get the ball first in the second half. Solto, 3rd and 9 for the Marcos. He drops back. He's got a wide receiver to the left, wide open. It's going to be – and he comes back to get it. It's caught.
Webster,
that throw was so bad, it
should
was
have been picked off there by number 9, but Webster just made a better play on the ball.
Winters was trailing Webster. The ball was so far behind Webster that Webster came back. Winters couldn't react quick enough to get back and turn around and catch the ball. It's 1st and goal for the Polo Marcos on the 18-yard completion to Webster from Solto. I saw Webster come open across the middle, and I thought he was going to throw to the corner of the end zone, but he threw to the middle. Now they're going to run to the – and a stacked house formation and a flag.
Now they're offsides, playing Polo's offsides.
Well,
boy, that's a big call there.
Big mistake. You run to you run to that line, but you got to stop before it. You can't step past it. And I think that must have been what happened. They tried to run to the line and didn't get stopped in time. A 5-yard penalty. That's going to bring it 1st and goal to 7.
Well, that's a big call there. Like I said, trying to catch the Heat a little bit off guard. They went quick. They're in the huddle. They all ran up there quick, and I think someone was a little too eager and went past the ball.
Yeah, when you're running that quick, you gotta put the brakes on soon enough, right? It's just like when you're driving. You got to stop before the stop sign, not past the stop sign.
Absolutely.
If you want to pass your driving test. And if that was a driving test, they failed.
Yes.
Solto, shotgun. Wolber to his right. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, cuts it back up inside. Link and others are there. It was Carnes initially. Link finished up. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 7.
2nd goal from about the 7.
Nice job there by Carnes.
And the snow is back again.
Yeah, it just comes and goes here today.
It does. It does. But this is what high school football in the state of Illinois is all about, right? You get to these last couple of weeks of the playoffs, and it's cool or cold and it's snowing.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get weather-wise.
It's way better snowing than rain, I'll tell you that much.
I agree.
Here we go. Solto, shotgun snap, 2nd and goal. He's going to keep it, rolls right. He's going to have a touchdown. No, he's not. Man,
that's Drosty over there.
Drosty closes so much ground, doesn't he?
3-yard line. 2 or 3 to get down to the 2. About the 2.
3rd and goal, so a gain of 5. I don't know, that looks more like the 3, doesn't it? It's hard to tell from here. They're calling it the 2, so that's what we'll call it.
It looks like it is the 2. Yep.
3rd and goal from the 2, a gain of 5 for.
Over 100 yards now unofficially here for Salto, already with 17 carries in the ball game.
We covered Macomb High in Class 4A last week. The first drive of the game, Max Reiner had 13 carries. The first drive, 8 minutes and 4 seconds and a touchdown.
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, well, he had no yards in a cloud of dust, and there they hustled to the line again. Handoff's going to go to Wolber.
No, Salto. Webster was on. They're going to be short.
And he's going to stop him at the goal line. They're saying no touchdown. Polo wanted it. The referees say no, and it's going to bring up 4th and goal again.
Ball about 6 inches away, it looks like. It's inside the 1.
I don't know what Solto's ability is to take a snap from under center, but I would think that'd be the guy I'd put under center and just do a Carnes-esque.
I would as well. That last time they ran Webster and took the snap, and they handed it to Salto. Tried to get a little more momentum for him going, but yeah.
A little bigger line in for the Heat now. Number 98, Mikhail West playing the nose tackle position.
Timeout, West Central.
Coach Kirby and crew want a timeout. And it's these goal line stands have been big for both teams, and the Marcos took a timeout the last time they were down, and then this time the Heat tried to take a timeout as it's 4th and goal inside the 1, and 2:26 remaining here, Kyle. It's still time for the Heat to respond if they do score here, but boy, it's advantage in a big way, Polo, if they can get in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's still time for West Central, but boy, this is a huge play in this game. Like I said, if I'm Polo, I'm going north and south here. Like I said, with the speed of Drosty and Meldrum, able to go sideline to sideline. Salto's quick, but like I said, it's less than a half yard even down there. I'm
it's
just going straight ahead. I'm not going to try to go east and west here.
Yeah, you don't need anything fancy, but I'll tell you what, Mikhail West is a big boy playing nose tackle for the Heat.
Yep, would be the matchup against for Polo, the center, Jacob Monaco.
Carnes is going to suck into the middle as well, and here they
Webster's taking the snap. Quarterback keeper.
He got in. He's
in for a Marco touchdown.
He is in with 2:23 remaining. The Polos retake the lead, 20-14.
Nice push there by the Marco offensive line there. Webster just had enough. He gained 1 yard and he needed a half.
So a big 2-point conversion coming now. 2:23 remaining, as we said. The Marco's leading the Heat here at Polo High School. As Marco man is down there with a little bit of something to celebrate here. So the Heat will get the ball back here in the first half.
He took a timeout. They're about ready to have a delay a game once again on that 2-point conversion, and Coach Alton seen the signal go up, and he took a timeout here.
They've had problems getting plays in today.
It has, especially on the 2-point conversion, so a little indecisiveness of what to run there. But, yeah, he was aware of the situation that time, seeing the official put up the signal for the 5 count, and he got the timeout.
So it's 20-14. The Heat trail the Marcos here. And the getting the ball first in the second half, some coaches love that, Kyle. Some coaches not so much. But I think when it works, at this point, it's exactly how you want it to work out, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, Polo's game has gone the way they've wanted to in this first half. They've got a couple of turnovers.
They've scored on one of them.
This play is huge here as well to make it an 8-point ball game.
Yeah, this is every play is big for West Central in this scenario because you want to get something going here. And if you could somehow make this stop, you have a chance to take a lead before halftime. Solto's going to roll out. He's got an open receiver, and it's
Lindas on the reception.
Number
Solto
7.
took a shot there as well. Lindas, number 7, on the catch. 2-point conversion is good.
Solto's taking some big hits today.
Yes.
He has taken some big hits today. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 22-14, Marcos with the lead, 2:23 remaining. They'll be kicking to the Heat when we come back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're an 11-bed.
And welcome back to Polo High School. On to kick one more time, Jacob Monaco.
We've had some troubles with these kicks here the last couple of times as West Central.
Yeah, he squibbed it across the ground. I'm guessing he's going to do it again. He does. It bounces over the up back, picked up by number 21, Schrader, that time, and he's the one that overran the last one. That time he cut it off before it got past him. It's going to be 1st and 10 Heat at the 41-yard line, I do believe.
Yep, 2:22. Plenty of time for the Heat in this high-powered offense. But, boy, you almost feel they really need to stick one in here. Like I said, Polo receives the second-half kick.
Yeah, if you as I've said numerous times here, if you can score here, you're on serve, right? So then you just need one defensive stop guaranteed. If you don't score here, you're going to have 2 in the second half. Pitch is going to go out to Drosty, left side. He rounds the corner. He's across the 45, out to the 46 or 47-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. He's going to go to the 47, a gain of 6. Second down and 4 for the Heat.
A good job spinning out of tackles.
2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Our live chat has been open. We'll talk to you folks in the live chat a little bit as we go along. Handoff left side, not much doing that time.
About
Meldrum
2 for Meldrum.
He's going to get 2, as Kyle said. It'll bring 3rd and 2 at the 49-yard line.
Wilbur on the stop for the Marcos.
Now here's the next thing. Oh, they're going to call a penalty.
Face mask.
A 5-yard variety.
Yep.
It'll be a sports corner first down and 1st and 10 at the 46 of the Polo Marcos for the West Central Heat. It's an inadvertent face mask, as Kyle said, so it's only a 5-yard variety. Clock running, 1:45 remaining. Carnes up under center. Meldrum bounces off a couple tacklers and gets bottled up. They're going to blow him dead, and he was still pumping the legs. He's going to go for a gain of 4.
Webster on the stop.
We're at 2nd down and 6. A minute and a half to go here.
He go no huddle here.
Drosty, counter, left side, tripped up, down to the 40-yard line, or 35-yard line, excuse me. No, that is the 40. He had it right the first time.
Gain of 2 there for Drosty.
2nd down and 4, or 3rd down and 4. 1 minute remaining.
You're going to have to start picking up the pace here a little bit if you're the Heat. I believe they have 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, they probably, if they get a first down here, they'll pick up the pace or start throwing the ball a little bit. But they probably don't want to do that and give the – and Drosty rounds the corner, breaks a tackle. He might go. He breaks another tackle. He's at the 10, 5,
go.
Touchdown, Caden Drosty. And who needs timeouts? A 40-yard touchdown run for Caden Drosty, and the Heat are within 2 at 22-20.
He does such a good job.
We should be good to going now again.
Salto out of the shotgun formation. Webster to his left.
Sorry about that, folks. Not sure where we got dropped off.
Wilbur to his left. Salto keeping it again. He's going to have the first down.
Meldrum on the stop. First down across the 50. And it is at the 50, actually. And they're going to take at least one more, and maybe they're going to try and kill the clock here. They will, as Webster goes up under center, kills the clock with 18.1 seconds remaining. See where we're at here. Make sure we're back on, folks. I apologize for the brief problem, and we are back. So 18.1 seconds remaining.
Like I said, the clock does stop, too, on a first down to set the chain. So you can, if you get 10 yards plus here, you should be able to get up and spike the ball again. But if you get stopped before a first down, it's going to be hard for him to get another snap off here.
No timeouts remaining. Salto looks to pass. He's got a receiver, Dewey, and it's incomplete. If Salto is throwing everything right. The wind is blowing from left to left to right on the field, isn't it? I wonder if that is not affecting his throwing a little bit.
Yeah, a little. It's died down a little bit now too. You can kind of see the flag up there not moving a whole lot. So the wind has died down here a little bit as the game has went on here. So third down and now 10 for the Marcos. 13 seconds remaining here in this first half. Polo leads 22-20.
We lost our internet feed for a second there, folks. I apologize. Webster?
Polo just going to take a knee here as Webster takes the knee.
That'll be the halftime mark. The Polo Marcos lead the West Central Heat 22-20 in a game that is more, I think, than you could have hoped for between two of the best teams in the state. One that's the highest ranked in the playoffs. The other one is as defending state champions. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a couple minutes.
We're an 11-bed ER.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Welcome back here to Polo. Halftime, 13-10-ish left in halftime, and then the 3-minute warm-up period, which today I think the two teams might want to take.
Yes, absolutely. That was a well-played, hard-fought first half there for both teams.
So we had a little bit of craziness in this live chat, folks. I tried to delete as much of that as we needed to, as I think we have had a few problems with the live chat, and I apologize for that as our feed. We lost internet here. We're on Polo's internet, and for some reason, at some point there, we lost it. And so I want to say hi to Tankerton, who is watching. Coach Clifton's got some fans. Dalton Poland says he's unfortunately stuck at work today. Happy to be able to support them through here. We're happy to have you. Adam Boyle, a whole bunch of people in the live chat there, and then since we've lost the live chat, we'll have to pull it up on our feed here and watch that as well, or try to. But I'll tell you what, Kyle, this game, we talked about it, probably as good of a game as you could hope for at this point in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Polo, you got to be thrilled of where you are, going toe-to-toe with West Central right now. But West Central, I think you're happy as well with 2 turnovers to be only down 2 to Polo. So I think both teams probably content where they're sitting at here after this first half. We'll go over the first half stats here that I have. First, we'll go over for West Central on the ground here today. Droste, 11 carries for 120 yards and 3 touchdowns. Meldrum, 7 carries for 38 yards. Carnes, 4 carries for 15. They were just 0 for 1 through the air. Pass was incomplete. They had 1 penalty for 15 yards, and they had 2 turnovers for West Central. Now for Polo, their stats here the first half. Salto leading the way, the bell cow, as you would say.
I only got minor harassment for that.
With 20 carries for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns for Salto. Fernandez, 1 carry for -2. Webster, 1 carry, but it was effective, a 1-yard touchdown for Webster. Dewey, 3 carries for 38 yards. Wolber, 1 carry for 1 as well. Through the air, Salto was 1 for 2 for 18 yards at 1 completion. coming to Webster, and that was a big one. They got set up the one touchdown for the Marcos at the 2-yard line. Webster, an 18-yard reception. One thing for Polo, they had six penalties in that first half for 30 yards, so one area to clean up if you're Coach Alston for the Marcos, the penalties. But like I said, just a great first half here for both teams and a well-played game here. What you'd expect here once you get down to the semifinals here in 8-man.
Roland Armitage, want to say hi to you. Thanks for joining us in our live chat. Shirley Martinez, thanks for telling us where it stopped. We'll try to keep a better eye on it. It had been working so well, I didn't think we were going to have a problem. Jacinda Hill's watching. Sorry about the looping the same touchdown. I think we're good now. Kyle pulled it up a few minutes ago. Travis Countryman watching. Hopefully, if you guys can share that it's back to working. But, Kyle, I think that this first drive is going to be huge for both teams, right?
Yeah, that always seems to be that way, that opening drive is West Central. Last week they were only up 8 against Milledgeville. Milledgeville got the ball in the second half, but they had to go into the wind to start. They made them go into the wind there to start, and West Central set the tone in that second half with their defense. They got to stop. Sure, that's what Coach Kirby's going to ask of his players here again. But Polo, like I said, go down and convert, try to make it a 2-score game. So, like I said, it's going to be a huge first drive here for both teams in the second half.
With Polo having the lead and the ball, I mean, you're playing a team like West Central who is obviously a threat every time they touch the football offensively. But it has to take a little bit of pressure off of you, right, to have that lead and getting the ball first.
Yeah, that 2-point lead is huge. Like I said, you're already up 2. The 2-point conversion isn't as big as if you are able to convert. But like I said, and it just puts a little more pressure on the Heat, something they have not been in many close games this year. They were last week with Milledgeville, tested them a little bit. But, boy, this is, I bet, the first time all year they've been trailing at the half.
Right, and, you know, they hadn't trailed a whole lot anyway this year. They come out and they score so quickly. Regular, and I mean, they came out and scored quick tonight. They went up today. They went up 6-0 early, but Polo answered in 11 seconds a one-play touchdown drive for Solto, and just like that, you know, maybe a little bit of a punch in the gut to say, you know what, this team's not going to go away.
Yeah, they absolutely are not. They're going to fight till the end, and yeah, we should have a great second half here. Other scores all from this area up in 1A. I know it was Lee Wynn on top of Fulton. Last score there was 38-7. Lee Wynn on top of Fulton in the second quarter there. Lee Wynn just a monster. It's the all NUIC final in the 1A bracket up here in the north. Later it'll be Forreston and Dakota. That's at 2 o'clock. And in a 3A game at the half, it was Reed Custer 15, Byron 14, the 2 scores that I have.
Well, say Troy Jern watching. Hey, Troy, good to have you watching us. Well, thanks for tuning in. Lane Lawson is watching, saying let's go Polo. So we got some Polo and some Heat fans watching. Roland Armitage still saying let's go Heat. Deborah Anderson.
Another score here in 3A, Princeton and IC Catholic. That 3A bracket's just a load in that 3A bracket. Princeton at the half leads 20-7 over IC Catholic.
If you go to our YouTube channel, pull up the Amboy St. Thomas More game. They should be underway here in the first quarter. See if there's a score yet there, if you don't mind.
I will do that.
As we have about 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in halftime here from Polo High School. It's the I8FA semifinals, the West Central Heat and the Polo Marcos. And the Heat trail the Marcos by 2 here with 2 quarters of football left. We'll take a quick break here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
And welcome back here to Polo High School. We have on TSSR Game Time Live our other semifinal game going on right now in Amboy as the St. Thomas More and Amboy schools going at it for a chance to play one of these two teams in the state title game next week in Monmouth at Monmouth College, a great facility there. And Amboy already on top, Kyle?
Yes, 8-0 that one in the first quarter there.
So
Amboy, they were my preseason number one. I hadn't really seen. I knew West Central was going to be there. I knew Polo, Milledgeville. They were all going to be really good as well. But I thought Amboy, they got hot at the end of last year, made a good run to the semifinals, returned just about everybody. And they're going to do that again as they only have one senior on the roster. But it's a big one. Lindenmeyer, who was injured most of the year, he is back for the playoffs. So, yeah, I was not surprised to see Amboy making a run here.
A little surprised to me was we wanted to do the Amboy West Central game in week 9, and my schedule that I saw, I thought had it on Saturday, but it was a Friday night game, so we didn't have enough staff that Friday night to get it done. But that score of that West Central, it was like a 36-point win for West Central, which really surprised me.
Yeah, I said that was still without Lindenmeyer, but even still, that did surprise me a little bit as well. It's not surprised West Central necessarily won, especially with Lindenmeyer down, but the way they just manhandled them that game. Like I said, I would bet Amboy would love to play either of these teams since they beat Polo earlier in the year, but I bet they would love another shot at West Central as well.
Right, and that's one of the things, right, that's cool. It's kind of cool about this 8-man thing is, you got the NUIC playing each other at the IHSA level in 1A, and they're beating on each other, and they've seen it's kind of that way with the 8-man deal, right? Because it's almost all one. I mean, they've split it into 4 or 5 conferences kind of now with like 4 or 5 teams, but there's only 32 teams. So at some point during the postseason run, you're going to see a team or 2 or 3 that you saw during the regular season.
Yep, absolutely. And I love how 8-man does do it playoff-wise. They don't go a north-south. It's just they seed 1 through 16, which they actually talked about going back to 1 through 32, and then things changed right before the season started. But I'd love to see them go back to that. But that's what I love about this 8-man playoff. It's you seed them 1 through 16, and may the best team win.
Both teams have walked off the field here in a cool day. I mean, it's pretty chilly. John Burton is running the camera for us. I don't know did John walk up? Nope, he's sitting down there. He must not be too cold. He's
Brave
got
in the elements. Yes,
he's got his hat off actually, and so he must not be too cold. Of course, he'll probably come up here and tell me that he was plenty cold when he's done. I can't thank John Burton enough. He's been at a football game with me every week this year, and he actually went to one that I couldn't because of something else. And he's as good as it gets on the camera for us. And we hope that you folks at home are able to enjoy it and enjoy doing this thing with us as much as we do. I want to say hi to Nathan Bigger and Jenny Hand. Robert Cravens is watching. And Amanda Liggett is watching as well. Austin Bigger, Lane Lawson. The live chat is the thing I have so much fun with.
Yes.
Kyle is with WCCI 100.3 FM. He does all the Milledgeville games. Anybody watching at home right now wants to talk about NUIC a little bit and about the former NUIC teams that are now in the 8-man. You ask a question about that. If you want to talk about some of the teams down south a little bit more where I'm from, ask us a question. We'll do our best to catch it and let you know what we think. And no, we're not going to say we're not going to handicap next Friday yet.
Nope, a lot of ball game. This is going to be an interesting half.
There's a lot of football left to play as West Central is on the field and Polo is on the field as well. As you saw Polo come on, and now John switches back to show you the West Central Heat coming on. And the two teams warming up at opposite ends of the field from what they did to start the game.
Like I said, the wind picked up a little bit now, a little flag blowing. Like I said, more kind of a crosswind here a little bit here on the field.
Some of the fans going back and forth in the live chat. Let's go Heat. Let's go Polo. Let's go Heat. So that's a lot of fun. A minute to go. They'll put 3 minutes back on the clock, I do believe, for warm-ups. And this is you know, it was cold last week, don't get me wrong, but it was a different kind of cold. It was a windy cold. It kind of blew through you. But this 3-minute warm-up session and getting stretched out after halftime is really important today.
Yes. Yep. Like I said, it's very cold out there. But like I said, last week was, almost unplayable. Like I said, especially if you're a throwing team with your Milledgeville, you couldn't put the ball in the air with that gust at 25 to 30, a steady wind, and that gust was 40 to 50 mile an hour. So it makes it a lot more playable here today, a little chillier. But yeah, you got to get loosened back up and stretch back out here, especially coming out after an extended halftime break.
You know, I don't know what you talk about when you're watching basketball or football or anything like that, but for me, referees are an important part. You know, we're looking for referees everywhere for every sport, right? Whether it be umpires for baseball or football referees or basketball referees. If you're interested in doing something like that, hop on and figure out how to do that. But this officiating crew today, I feel like, has been really good because you almost, even when they throw a penalty, you almost don't notice they're there.
Yeah, yep. Like I said, if you don't notice them, they're doing their job. But or if both teams are unhappy, they're doing their job usually. Right. Like I said, but no, like I said, they've been very well, and a referee shortage, like it's going to get worse before it gets better too. Like I said, it's a big problem here at the IHSA and the 8-man level. So yeah, anybody interested that wants to do that, they will gladly take applications as they do different training seminars throughout the state to try to increase that as well.
I want to thank Stronghurst Collision and Repair for coming on board for Heat football this postseason. Stronghurst Collision and Repair in Stronghurst, Illinois on Commercial Street. Stop in and check out what they offer. Travis Pence and crew say, let's go Heat. That's Stronghurst Collision and Repair. Also want to thank Mike Rubush and crew from Nutrien Ag Solutions in Biggsville. Give them a call for all of your fertilizer and herbicide needs, insecticides as well. So make sure you check out Nutrien Ag Solutions in Biggsville. I want to give a shout out to my good buddy Donnie McGee, who works at Nutrien in Biggsville. Well, Kyle, the 3 minutes is half over, and we're just about ready to go with third quarter action. We've talked about what's coming or what they need to do. If you're coach on either side, pick one thing you have to do better and one thing that you have to continue doing.
If I'm West Central, you got to do a better job on Salto. Like I said, that's what's impressive about him. Everybody knows he's getting the ball, and he's still that effective. Like I said, West Central has a little more options. They don't just give it to Drosty, but like I said, he is very elusive, hard to bring down. So if I'm West Central, you just got to get more guys to the ball surrounding Salto. And if I'm Polo, I think they've done well with Drosty, but he's still, what do you have? That last touchdown goes over 120 yards. With them, it's just more tackling him. Like I said, they've been there kind of like Milledgeville was last week. They just can't get him down on that initial tackle.
And Polo, I guess you probably, a little more of the same, right, with Solto, and then try to maybe find somebody else to throw in the mix a little bit more.
Yeah, West Central, which you can't have the 2 turnovers, the onside kick. You gotta hang on to the ball if you're gonna. Turnovers are so huge come playoff time.
Billy Lowry back deep to receive. I doubt that he gets a chance to touch the ball for Polo, though. As on to kick again is Nick Woods, the senior. And it's going to go. It's bounced around.
Oh, it was dangerous.
And for the first time, it's going to be in the –
Salto scooped it up there as that ball took a very nice bounce for West Central, but unable to get it before Salto jumped on it. And Polo will have it 1st and 10, ball on their own 48. Not deep in their territory, but first time starting in their half of the field here.
Lindos, the up back that couldn't get a hand on it that time for the first time. And Solto is back in the shotgun. 2 tight ends, an H-back to the right this time, and it's going to be the H-back in motion. Solto is going to go right up the middle, and he's going to go across the 50, a gain of 3, it would appear, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
Drosty in there on the stop.
And, if you can get 3 yards at a time, you're going to get a first down every time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to do anything fancy if you can figure out how to make that work time after time. It's eats up a ton of clock, and you control the ball, and you don't let the offense get on the field, and everything that you talked about in the first half they get to do if they continue to have that kind of success.
Yep, stay ahead of the chains.
Salto again. He's going to come left side this time. He's going to get around the corner and then knocked out of bounds. Meldrum is there. How is Meldrum's jersey so white still?
That's it. It is, yep.
A gain of
3 more, maybe.
Where are they going to mark it at? At 2. They only give him 2. Well, I don't know. Technically, yeah, it's technically 2 because it's 3rd and 5 because he didn't get to the 41 or 46, so he's only got to the 47. Gain of 2, and it's 3rd down and 5 for the Marcos, and plus territory in 4-down territory here, I would imagine.
I believe you are, yes.
Solto going to run it right up the middle, and he's
not going to need it. He's got the first down
and
and
he just
more.
keeps his feet moving. He's got 5 white jerseys on him, and he finally gets drugged down at the 34-yard line from the 47 to the 34, a 13-yard gain. And it's first. Oh, they moved it to the 33. Huh. They moved it farther forward than I thought. A 14-yard gain. And it's 1st and 10 after a Sports Corner first down for Polo. And the yak was about 70% of that.
Yes. Yep. After contact. Yep. Just dragging, keeping the legs moving.
I was going to say 50%, and I was like, oh no, he wasn't. He was that far down when he got touched the first time. And he carried about 4 guys for 5 of those yards. And the snow returns again. Solto going to hand off this time. He's going to go right side Fernandez, and he rounds the corner. Drosty takes a bad angle. Fernandez might go. Meldrum's going to rock him up, but I think he's in. It's a touchdown. Yes. Polo, a 33-yard, you're right, 33-yard touchdown run for Polo for Fernandez. Dalo Fernandez, the 5'10", 160-pound senior. And he rounded that corner, make that 5'9", 160, excuse me. He's a junior, looked at the wrong line. And he just rounded the corner. That's one of those things where you're so used to Solto running the football.
Yep, a little too many eyes looking that time on Solto.
And for the first time all day, Drosty took a bad angle.
Yes, he did. Yep, could not get him down there on that side. And huge 2-point conversion here. Polo trying to make it a 2-point game, or a 2-possession game.
Throw right. It's short and incomplete.
Short.
He had him, but throws it into the grass. It's incomplete, and that is a huge, huge stop of sorts, at least, for the Heat as they trail 28-20 here at Polo High School. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Polo High School in the snow, and we're 28-20, Marcos over the Heat.
Update from Amboy. Amboy 14, Champaign St. Thomas More 0 early on in that ball game.
And the squib kick again goes through not through, but bobbled by number 23. That's Steffson. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Heat as he got it, stopped at his feet, and it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Yep, that's Polo. Answered their first time here. They had the ball. Coach Dawson and the Marcos come out and did what they wanted to do that first possession. See if West Central can answer back here.
Kathy Johnson says the Milledgeville grandma is hoping Polo wins.
There you go. That's something you don't hear very often.
Handoff's going to go to Drosty. Counter, left side. He runs over 1, gets stopped by the second. Gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. On the stop, Lindos, excuse me.
Lindos, yep.
And there was one other jersey there. Couldn't see the number. 2nd down and 8 at the 40-yard line for the Heat. Carnes, who has not really got outside at all today, Going to hand off to Meldrum. He's going to keep his feet pumping. He goes across the 45.
Gain of 5.
It is a gain of 5. Third down and 3 for the Heat now at their own 45-yard line.
You're the Heat here, you're already in 4-down territory for them as well with Coach Kirby.
Yeah, and really I think at this point, until you get a stop, everything's 4-down territory for the Heat, I think, at this point.
Absolutely.
Drosty, the deep setback, I formation behind Carnes. Fake. Carnes keeps it. He's going to have the sports corner first down, and he's going to keep his feet pumping. He's going to be into Marco's territory to the 46. A 9-yard gain for Carnes, and it's 1st and 10 on the sports corner first down for the Heat at the 46-yard line. Plus territory now across the 50. 9:01, make it 9 minutes remaining. Clock running here in the third quarter.
A couple of nice first plays here for the Heat here the second half.
And the left end went forward. They call the false start, but he was leaned forward and was moving, and I think he went over the ball too. So it's a 5-yard penalty, brings up 1st and 15, back into negative territory at the 49.
8:43 to go here in the third quarter.
Lisa Fenton, she might know the camera guy. Says, let's go Heat. Pitch comes to Drosty near side. He's got some running room around the side. He's going to go back into Marco's territory. A gain of about 9, it would appear.
Salto pushed him out.
We'll see where they mark it. They might give him 10. Nope, gain of 9. It's going to be second down and a long 5, short 6. Drosty rounded the corner that time and just ran out of real estate on the short side of the field. Carnes hands off to Meldrum. He runs over his own offensive lineman.
Third and short now.
Goes for a short gain.
Webster on the stop for the Marcos. Gain about 2, about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2, looks like.
4-down territory, as we said, for the Heat, especially since they're in Marco territory, inside the 40. Carnes. Quick snap, handoff to Drosty. He's going to have a sports corner first down as he's down near the 30-yard line.
Yingling on the stop. Gain of about 7 there for Drosty.
Take it down to the 31. It's 1st and 10 on the sports corner first down. Under 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. The WMOI guys down there talking about where they're placing the football. Drosty.
Nice block there by Carnes.
Slides back in. The ball came out.
Nope,
they said he was down. Clock is still running. A nice gain on the play. Gain of
about 6 more for Drosty.
Yeah, it would appear down to the 25. Second down and 4.
25-yard line.
Got to be careful with that ball. Drosty was close. Like he said, he put it on the ground, but they said the knee was down. Polo was wanting it the other way.
Yeah, he already fumbled once today.
He did.
Carnes going to hand off to Drosty again. He bounces it back into the middle from the left side to the right. He'll have a sports corner first down inside the 20.
About 6 more.
To the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Heat.
19-yard line.
This has not been a defensive game.
No, it hasn't. Both teams, like I said, kind of doing what they want on the offensive side of the ball here.
A little trouble here. Carnes going back to talk to Meldrum. Now it's going to be Carnes. Keeps his feet pumping. Who is that down at the bottom? Down there, Webster had an ankle of Carnes and just would not let go, holding on for dear life.
Fernandez in there as well.
It's going to be a gain of 4, second down and 6 from the 15-yard line for the Heat. They actually moved it inside the 15 a smidge, but not enough to get to the 14. So it's second down. And, well, that down marker is moved quite a ways, isn't it? Yeah, maybe did give him 5. Second down and 5 for the Heat. Just for the effort, you give him an extra one?
Yeah, sure, why not?
And there's Carnes. He was almost down when he took that snap. He just bowls his way forward. Bowl in a china closet.
Be about a yard short, it looks like.
And he's going to get to the 10-yard line. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
I'm going right back to that play if it's me.
Carnes is like, I don't know. It's cold out here. That slapping hurts a little bit. 28-20. Clock running. 5:20 remaining. And the Heat trail by 8. They have the ball, though. 3rd and 1 at the 10. And again, Carnes' knee's almost down, and he's going to just barrel his way forward. A Sports Corner first down, a gain of 6, and it's 1st and goal at the 4.
First, I'm doing it again.
Why didn't Drosty have any carries in the second half?
Yes.
Coach Kyle just said, give it to Carnes.
Yep.
Quarterback sneak every play.
Yep. It ain't broke, don't fix it.
Something to be said about that, isn't it?
Like you said, his knee, like you said, is dangerously close.
Handoff's going to go to Meldrum.
And he's in.
For a touchdown, a 4-yard touchdown run for number 35, Parker Meldrum. The running back, the senior, gets the score, and the Heat have closed it within 2.
I like that as well. Reward your fullback. He's been a workhorse for you all year as well. So back to the all-important 2 points. What a ball game we have here. This is fantastic.
You know, they've gotten 4 yards on every one of Carnes' quarterback sneaks. Maybe this is a spot to do it, although they've plugged that middle up quite a bit. Meldrum's going to have – no, they're going to keep it. Carnes is going to walk in.
Boy, he pulled that out. What a play by Carnes.
That's why you do that, folks. You pound it up the middle, pound it up the middle, pound it up the middle. It looks like you're going to do it again. You got everybody sucked in defensively, and you pull it out of Meldrum's gut and walk it into the end zone. And we're tied at 28 apiece here from Polo High School. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, in just a minute or so.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
And welcome back to Polo High School, and my scoreboard didn't update that time. It probably did. I think I forgot to give them the score. It's 28-28. The Heat.
So you gained the 2 points back. You were down at halftime if you're the Heat. But like I said, both teams answered their first possession of the second half. Woods set to toe it up here.
Squib kick picked up by Dewey, and man, it looked like he had some running room, but Meldrum came in and really made a big yardage gain saving tackle right there. He gets back across the 50 to near the 49-yard line. That squib kick has not been effective for West Central today at all.
Polo's got some good hops, though, too. Like the first couple were in the air that they were, too. That one took a nice bounce, and Dewey did his job, knew right to what to do with it, was ready.
So we have 16 minutes and 38 seconds left in the previous 24.
First team to get a stop wins here.
27 minutes don't matter, right?
Yes.
First team to get a stop might. You're right. There's Solto.
Pushing the pile.
Anything Carnes can do, I can do better.
Yep.
A gain of 6, actually. Nope, it's only going to be 5. I guess that was from the 49. Second down and 5 for the Polo Marcos in Heat territory at the 44.
24 carries for Salto, 141 yards here unofficially.
So here we go. See if one of these defenses, I guess Polo at this point doesn't have to make the stop, right? right now. Solto's going to get banged up that time, and that
ran into his own lineman or a back there, slowed that play up.
Yeah, that was a Polo stop and a West Central finish as Nick Woods in to help finish it up. But that was Link was there, loss of 1, but that was caused by the hesitation in the backfield. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
First time all game that Solto's had a negative play. They've had him for 0 once or twice, but the first time they pushed it back. 3rd and 5 now for the Marcos. Ball on the Heat 45.
Fake, and Solto is going to just keep moving
falls forward. They had him for about a 2-yard loss, and he turns into a 2-yard gain there, Dwayne.
Going to bring up 4th down and 4, maybe 3, 4. 4th and 4, and Polo's going to go for it. Wolber comes in. Fernandez comes out.
As Lindas and Dewey check in, replacing Yingling and Fernandez. So this could be a pass here.
Could be a pass or the option.
Yep. And they're going to take a timeout. They're not going to get the play off here as the time was winding down at the substitutions. Timeout Polo, their first here of the second half.
And it makes you wonder there what they are thinking. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH in just 30 seconds or so.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back here. 28-28, 2 timeouts after the timeout for the Marcos, 3 still for the Heat. And you said off air maybe a RPO kind of deal here.
Yeah, I'm rolling Solto out, get him on the edge with an option to tuck it and run it, or an option to throw it to maybe Dewey, Lindas, one of those two. Big play here. I think they're going to give it offside. That's going to give them a first down.
Webster,
he was going in motion, but looked like he almost went forward there too, Dwayne.
That's what they tried to say, but it's going to be a first down and by penalty, a sports corner first down by penalty, and that is huge. But they did the hard count, and just as Solto did the count, Webster started to shuffle right in motion, and that was enough to get the Heat. And the Heat weren't offsides by much. I mean, it was barely off, but it almost looked like more of a jump than a going offside actually. But they threw the flag, and it's 1st and 10 Polo.
All inside the 4, now down to the 38 here.
Snowflake's getting a little bigger. Solto. Hand off to Fernandez around the right side again. That time not much.
Grasti there as well as Winters.
It's going to go
short gain or none at all.
No gain. It's 2nd down and 10. Kathy Johnson, the Milledgeville grandma, pointed out that she was just proud of how the Polo boys helped during the car accident in Milledgeville.
Oh, that was outstanding what Polo did that night. They did a bake sale and a silent auction. The whole area up here, even throughout the state, really did a lot to come together for the Milledgeville community there. But Polo did for sure.
Solto pitches that out to Dewey. Dewey is going to be hesitated out there, and he's going to go for a short gain. First player out there, number 18, Colton Fletcher, and he made Dewey hesitate, and then Meldrum, Drosty, and others came to clean it up. But the play made there, Kyle, by Colton Fletcher.
Yep, nicely done, stretching that
Holden
sideline to sideline. Yep,
and just making him hesitate a little bit, right?
In this field, make him go east and west instead of getting up the field going north.
3rd and 8 for the Marcos. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And we are having some great stuff going on here. Solto going to keep it himself. He's got some running room. He's going to be a first down or close to a first down.
Couple yards short. Gain about 5.
We can go all the way down to the 30, a gain of 6. second down or fourth down and 1 or 2? Well, where'd they mark it at? That's 4th and 2, I guess.
Yep.
You were right. Never mind. Forget what I said. I'm just going to shut up and let you talk. I'm seeing a little crooked. It must be the snowflakes
Yes,
causing my
crosswind
glasses to.
Another big 4th down here. They were able to draw them off sides earlier.
Webster brings the play in. That's a 4th and a long 2, really. Almost 3, it looks like. And they're going to go 2 wide receivers. This has to be a run by Solto, though, doesn't it?
Yes.
It is, and he's going to have the first down and a bunch more. Inside the 25, down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 7, and it's a 1st and 10 on a Sports Corner first down for Solto and the Polo Marcos.
Nice job for Solto, picking up another big first down.
And I think that might be the last play of the quarter. It is the last play of the quarter. We're going to have 12 minutes to decide who makes a state championship appearance here from Polo High School as the West Central Heat and the Polo Marcos tied at 28 as quarter number 3 expires right now, and we are ready to go for the final 12 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what I expected, but I don't think it was this.
This is all you can ask for here. Yeah, 28-28 semifinals. I said, what a ball game we've had here. Polo on the drive. Going to have it 1st and 10 on the Heat 24. So we're 12 minutes away from one of these two advancing to the 8-man championship game next Friday at Monmouth College. Update from Amboy, it's 20-8. Amboy on top of St. Thomas More with 9:56 to go in quarter number 2.
Andy Rodefer's watching from Bushnell-Prairie City, cheering for the Heat. Amanda Liggett. Yeah, it was awesome. We've talked about it on several occasions on TSSR Game Time Live, of course, with the coverage from Milledgeville. That was talked about as well. But, I said during one of our broadcasts, Kyle, that, racing, I do a lot of racing stuff, and they always say racing people are a family. And it's, even if you don't like each other, maybe you come together because you're football, you're a racing family. Football is these two, Milledgeville and Polo, are as big a rivals as they come, but they still care about each other.
Yep, absolutely. Like I said, the support was outstanding from the Polo community as well as the other surrounding towns as well. Salto up the middle.
Gain of about 4. Second down and 6.
Second down.
You have the spinal line from the Monmouth College Knox game. It's 23 straight years now the Scots have beaten the Knox College Prairie Fire, the Turkey Oak, to get the 56-0 win. The bad news is for the Scots, Lake Forest led all 4 quarters against the University of Chicago, so it'll be Lake Forest headed to the NCAA tournament with the head-to-head win over the Scots a couple weeks ago.
Webster brings the play in for the Marcos. 11:24 remaining, and the Marcos driving. They have it 2nd and 6 at the 20-yard line of the Heat, and neither team has stopped the other defensively here in the second half. Solto fakes the pitch, gets wrapped up, but he's going to get inside the 20. He's going to gain a couple, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4, I think.
Yep, about 2 there.
Lindos.
30 carries now for Salto in the ball game.
He's got a few more to come, I would imagine.
Yes. So just the second possession for Polo. Like I said, both teams have gone on time-consuming drives.
Yes,
West Central's only had the ball once.
And we're down inside 11 minutes remaining in the football game.
Going to spread them out here a little bit.
Both teams have scored a touchdown. The key is the Heat got their 2-point conversion. Marcos did not. Soldo is going to spin around, and he's going to go in from 14 yards out, or 18 yards out, excuse me. A 18-yard touchdown run for Solto, and then somebody's down. Who's down? It's Meldrum getting up slowly for the Heat as he got twisted around, and Meldrum being down would be a huge loss the rest of the way for the Heat, and now a 2-point conversion is going to be huge here as the
Polo's really had luck. They did that on the last 4th down play where they spread them out and then run Salto up the middle, as they've really had some success running that play. Great play call there by the Marcos, and a great run by Salto.
So a big 2-point conversion here. You know, for Polo, if you get this worst-case scenario, you go to overtime or you're still tied after a Heat touchdown. If you don't get this, the Heat have a chance to get a 2-point conversion if they can score and have the lead.
Taking their time here. They're going to have to go quickly here. Once the play clock's go, the signal is given, he might have to take a timeout, and he's going to have to.
Timeout charge to the Marcos, their second.
Yeah, that could be big as we get down further in the game as well. They've had that trouble all day here on these 2-point conversions of getting it in a timely fashion.
I mean, cold can affect a lot of things, and snow can affect a lot of things. I don't think that is one of the things that would be affecting that, would it?
Yeah, you wouldn't think. And they even had it a little extended time with they stopped the clock. They stopped the game for Meldrum to get off the field, and still.
Well, a part of that might have had to do in that scenario is the team came over when they called the injury timeout. The whole team came over, and I think they got kind of discombobulated in the amount of time they had to get back. But a huge 2-point conversion coming here for both teams.
It looks like Meldrum's getting ready to check back in. Maybe he's running on the sideline. Was going to go to the huddle there. It looked like Coach Kirby called him back. Nope, he is going to jump back in here for this play, which he's now able to do since Polo called a timeout.
Say hi to Sarah Reiner, who's watching as well. Wolber to the right of Solto, and 2 wide receivers to the near side, to the right again. Solto is going to take the snap. He's going to roll right, looks to throw. He's got a receiver.
Nicely
what a great
broken up by Winters.
Winters on a great play, just reached around and knocked it away, and a huge stop on the 2-point conversion for the Heat. And they trail by 6. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back with 10:24 remaining. It's 34-28. Marcos here from Polo High School.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
And welcome back, 34-28, 10:24 remaining. Heat trail the Marcos by 6. The Marcos set to kick off. On to kick again is going to be Monaco. See what he does with the kick here. Going to squib it again. It's going to bounce off a couple of players. It's going to be picked up back there by Stepson, right?
Yes. That was dangerous, but Stepson did a nice job getting it and getting to the ground.
Was that Drosty coming up behind him?
Yes,
might have had that if
Yeah.
Stepson hadn't got a hand on it. Drosty's probably like, that was a great catch, but, man, I wish you'd let me have it. I mean, if with somebody like Drosty back there, you can't blame somebody for not wanting to kick to him,
absolutely
right?
not. Absolutely not.
1st and 10 Heat from their own 39-yard line.
The thing with Polo on their kicks, they've been deeper. They've squibbed them a little bit deeper, where Polo's been taking it over the 45 or into Heat territory. So Meldrum is there in the fullback spot.
Carnes to take the snap. Keeps it moving.
About 4 yards.
And this could come down to, I mean, in all honesty, the way this half has went, this could come down to this drive and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's going to be, could be who has the ball last.
Yeah.
In this ball game, the way it's gone.
And I don't think the Heat are going to, I mean, if they can break one, they'll take it, but you could very well just see them, articulate the ball down the field very, very slowly.
There
it goes. Drosty's going to go.
Gone.
Dewey's not going to catch him. Drosty's going to go from the 43-yard line, a 57-yard touchdown run for Caden Drosty. And just like that, it's 34-34.
What were you saying? They could break one?
Yeah, they could, and they did.
And they did.
Oh, my goodness. we've seen a couple of those folks. That's not really a.
Drosty now over 200 yards in the ball game, 207.
He had 360 and 7 touchdowns and a half against South Beloit in the first round game. Unbelievable.
So that was under a minute. 10:24 on the clock when Polo scored, 9:36 when West Central scores. And now we got this huge 2-point conversion.
It is a big, and Meldrum is back in the game.
West Central is going to take a timeout.
Man, I understand that this is a big 2-point conversion.
I've never seen this many timeouts for 2-point conversions.
And I mean, I get that this is a big 2-point conversion. Don't get me wrong, but man, oh lie, wouldn't you want to have that timeout?
Yep, like I said, at least West Central's still sitting with 2. That's just their first, but Polo's down to 1. So
it's going to be important here.
Said even if they're able to convert, something tells me that this is not going to be the final score that we see in the ball game with 9:36 with these two offenses. Neither team has gotten a stop the second half.
No, and there's only been 3 stops the entire game. One was a fumble, and then Polo got stopped on 4th and goal, and then the Heat got stopped
on
one
punt. Yes, we have seen one
punted
punt
once with Drosty punting. Other than that, those are the 3 stops the entire game. Handoff's going to go to Drosty, and he's going to get in.
And he bowls over Lindas at the goal line.
Drosty gets the 2-point conversion, and the Heat go up by 2, 36-34 with 9:36 remaining. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. We'll be back with the final 9:36 in just a couple minutes.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back. 36-34, Heat with the lead. And, man, ready or not, here we go.
Yes, what a ball game. What a game this has been. The Heat, their first lead since, 6-0? The first time they've regained the lead. They led 6-0. Then it's been either tied or Polo with the advantage for the majority of this ball game. Let's see what they do here on this kickoff. Polo's really done well covering these up.
Woods kicks it a little deeper this time. It's picked up and a little bit of room to run. He's going to go backwards though. Yeah. That's about as good as could be hoped for the Heat, and it's going to be 1st and 10, the worst starting field position of the day.
Yes.
From the 39.
Yes,
well, maybe the 40. They're going to give him a little forward progress to the 40, it would appear. It'll be 1st and 10, Marcos at their own 40-yard line. You're having a pretty good day, though, when your worst starting position for the day is at the 40, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll take that all day, absolutely. Now it's the Marcos' turn. Like I said, who's gonna get a defensive stop?
Somebody in live chat just said that kid's a live video game. Drosty's pretty good.
Salto's not bad himself.
That's what I was going to say too. A gain of about
these 2 are going at it.
A gain of 3, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. So you got 1 timeout, 9 minutes. Score really fast, or do you try to eat up all the time? What do you do here? You score when you can score, just like West Central did, right?
Take it when you can get it. But yeah,
holy smokes.
These 2 offenses, like I said, they can go on clock chewing drives, or they're explosive. They can score in one play as well. It makes them both so dangerous.
Salto, left side. He's not going to get anything. He's going to lose a yard. He's pushed way out of bounds, runs over the down marker. No, who did he run over there?
Down marker, or was that the West Central coach there? Got tackled on the play.
Yeah, he did. Need to pay a little more attention. A loss of 1 for Salto. That might be his first negative carry of the day.
Second one. They had one the last drive, and then he answered back with a couple big ones.
So 3rd down and 8. Clock running. They're trying to get the clock running. I thought they must have said his forward progress was stopped.
Yep.
He got knocked out of bounds backwards. I didn't know that was a rule in high school. I knew it wasn't in professional, but I didn't know it was a high school rule.
Would not be surprised to see him put it in the air here. A little play action maybe.
Salto Fake handoff. And you're right. Fake handoff, roll, throws. He got wide open, and it's caught.
Caught by Fernandez.
And it was way underthrown. A sports corner first down. It is.
So 8 and about 14 yards on that play.
Yep, looks like about what it was. 1st and 10 from the 44 of the Heat.
Big conversion there for the Marcos.
And they sent more receivers out than the Heat kept back for defense, and the Heat are lucky that ball was underthrown.
Oh, yeah. Because luckily that was underthrown if you're a Heat fan there, as he was wide open.
Yes,
nobody there to account for him, but he had to drop to his knees. But he did, job number 1 was to secure the catch.
Yeah, he did a good job coming back to it. Solto hands off to Fernandez this time.
He's got the edge.
He's going to round the corner again. Winters is going to tack on. Actually, Meldrum's going to finally knock him out of bounds, but another sports corner first down from the 44. Clear down to the 34-yard line.
Or 29-yard line.
29-yard line.
And a 15 yards.
15-yard carry for Fernandez, who's kind of been the
couple surprise carries here. He went for a 33-yard touchdown, now a 15-yarder there. Just enough to keep him honest. Like you said.
Solto up the middle or around left side sounds about right here.
Yeah.
And we're down to 7:46 remaining. Solto, shotgun formation. Fernandez to his right. He's going to keep it up the middle, just as we said, and then he runs over Lindos. And again, he's going to be brought down. He's going to lose a couple, maybe 3. 32-yard line. It's a 3-yard loss, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. He ran right into Lindos, and that his biggest losses have been plays where he's hit his own players first.
Yeah, nice job there by the West Central line that time. Getting into the backfield. Woods and Lincoln there.
Fernandez on the handoff. He's got some running room. He breaks the
tackle.
He's off
to the races.
And he's going to go. I don't think Winters can catch him. He cannot. Fernandez from 32 yards out. And now a little talk coming from some of the Heat players, including Ian Dunlap, talking to Link there, is grabbing some shoulder pads, trying to get him fired up a little bit, but a 32-yard touchdown run for Fernandez, his 2nd touchdown run, and the Marcos retake a 4-point lead, 40-36.
What an answer there by the Marcos.
7 minutes remaining, and this is a huge 2-point conversion here.
No bigger play on that drive than that conversion. Solto to Fernandez to convert that 3rd and 8.
Solto looking left, throws. He's got an open receiver.
Good.
It's Dewey, and its 2-point conversion is good. And it's 42-36, a 6-point lead for the Marcos with 7 minutes remaining here in this one. We'll take a quick break on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH, and we'll be back here for the final 7 minutes right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back here. 42-36, Marcos with a 6-point lead, 7 minutes remaining. And man, when I was driving up here this morning, I'm like, this weather, and there's going to be Drosty, a chance to get it, and he's going to fall. And
yep, slipped out of the boy, that ball might have gone out of bounds. He elected to get it right on the sideline, and he slipped out of bounds.
And I think they marked it out there anyway.
Yep. Like I said, he picked it up and his foot slipped, so they're going to.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line, 6:58 remaining. It's just back and forth here. Carnes under center, I formation again. That formation doesn't change much. Handoff's going to go to Drosty. He bounces inside, keeps his feet pumping. He's across the 30. A gain of 5-ish. Yeah, gain of 5. Second down and 5.
Yep.
I was saying this morning, cloudy and snowing a little bit and misting on me. I was like, man, why on earth am I driving 2.5 hours to watch this game? Folks, this is why we're watching this game. Drosty again on the delayed handoff that time out to the 35-yard line. He's going to be a couple yards short.
3.
Gain of 3. It's 3rd and 2. And, there's zero doubts now. You're in 4 down. Both teams are in 4 down territory the rest of the way unless Polo gets a stop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Big down here, 3rd and 2 for the Heat.
This is a Carnes sneak.
Well, that's what I would go with.
Nope, they're going to hand off. Nope, he's going to keep it. He faked the handoff.
Got it.
He followed Cole through the hole, and it's going to be a sports corner first down, a gain of 3, and it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Nope, scratch that, 38-yard line for the Heat.
I like that. Makes it easy. Either go back or forward. You're not messing with that half-yard thing.
WMOI guys are laughing about the fact that the ball's always on a yard marker. They're not putting it in between. It's either at the front side of something or the back side of something. It's not very seldom has it been in the middle of anything. If it doesn't matter, I mean, if they've already got the first down, they just put it on a yard marker. They mark it initially, of course, if it's going to be close to a first down or something. But if you mark the ball that way, then it's always easy to tell if it's a first down, right?
Yep.
5:30 remaining. Drosty cuts it upfield. He's got a blocker in Carnes.
He
might go.
He's
Drosty
gone.
across the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10,
yards.
5, touchdown. Caden Drosty, 62 yards, and the Heat have tied it again at 42 with 5:20 remaining in the football game.
277 on the ground now for Drosty. That one cut, man, is he dangerous. I said him and Salt, both just fun to watch.
Holy cannoli, folks. Now, a huge two-point conversion as the flag runs on the far side for West Central as they are excited over there again. But you gave a ton of time.
Oh.
I mean, we've scored 4 touchdowns, I think, in this quarter, haven't we?
Yep.
And
yep,
another
that was the 4th
timeout.
one. Wow, both teams are down to 1 now.
I mean, I'm going to have to ask both these coaches if they've ever called this many timeouts on two-point conversions. I mean, literally, this is the 4th timeout the Heat have called on two-point conversions. They called 2 at the end of the first half, and they called 1 on each of these fourth-quarter touchdowns here this time.
Yeah.
Tied at 42 apiece, 5:20 and a two-point conversion, and
we might not get a stop in the game. Like I said, it could be the last team that has the ball.
Yep, and these two-point conversions make that so huge, right? I mean, at this point, obviously, Polo's going to get the ball again. But if the Heat can get this, they leave themselves that chance. If I have the ball last and I can score a touchdown, I'm going to get a chance to take the win, right?
Yep.
And whereas if they don't get this two-point conversion here on out, if you can get a touchdown and a two-point conversion, you don't necessarily win if you score last.
Well, let's see what Coach Kirby has dialed up. He's got many options he can go to. Could be Carnes, the sneak, Meldrum, Drosty. See who he goes to.
Carnes under center. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to go in. Two-point
but
conversion
ain't broke,
run.
don't fix it.
That's right. That's a two-point conversion run for Carnes, and the Heat retake the lead, 44-42. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Special presentation brought to you by Stronghurst Collision and Repair and Nutrien Ag Solutions in Biggsville. We will be back in just a few seconds.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online and
I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Welcome back to Polo High School. Dwayne Hulett, Kyle Leach, John Burton on the camera, and I'm not real sure whether we're watching football or tennis at this point. It's back and forth, left to right. It was right to left last time, and Polo's hoping it goes left to right this time as they get ready to kick off. Does Woods again. They've had a little better luck with the squib the last couple of kicks. We'll see if
both teams have made them drive a little further, but neither team's still been able to get a stop.
And it's going to be picked up again in a little bit of a run that time.
Meridian did a better job this time. Last time he went east and west. This time he went straight south. And it'll be about, the 47-yard line of the Marcos here?
It is going to be 1st and 10 Marcos at their own 47. Fernandez scored on a 38-yard touchdown run in the last series for the Marcos. A 62-yard touchdown run was the answer for Drosty. And we're not starting over because the Heat have a 2-point lead. But
time for about 5 possessions at least here yet.
Yeah, I think there has been 4 touchdowns in this quarter, hasn't there?
Yeah, 4.
Holy man. Man, oh, man. This has been
still
fun.
5 minutes to go, too.
Fake handoff. Solto. I can't even. I've said his name 100 times. I still can't say it right.
And a 13 more.
1st and 10 on a Sports Corner first down for the Marcos. 1st and 10 at the Heat 41.
Salto up 35 carries in the ball game, 190 yards.
So at what point do you just let them score and then so you get the ball back?
Yes.
Holy smokes. If the state championship game is anything like this.
Man, this is unbelievable. This is fun.
This is as good as it gets here, folks. It's been a lot of fun. And the handoff's going to go to Fernandez again. He breaks one tackle. Link tracks him down on the sideline, but it's going to be close to a first down. It is going to be a Sports Corner first down.
11, maybe 12.
A gain of 12 to the 30-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 Marcos at the 30.
Fernandez has really been a weapon for the Marcos here this second half. He's up to 89 yards rushing himself on just 6 carries.
He's got 2 touchdowns, right?
Yep, 33 and a 32-yarder.
Salto is going to take the snap. He's going to follow Fernandez that time through the hole. Gets a little bit better gain than he's gotten the last few times. He's going to go for a gain of 6,
maybe 7 almost, yeah.
Gain of 7. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. 2 turnovers for the Heat, 0 for Polo. And, boy, at this point in the game, Polo has to keep that number at 0, don't they?
Yes, they sure do.
(44-42), 3:50 remaining here in the football game. Marcos have the ball inside the 25, but they trail by 2. Solto gives a handoff to Fernandez. He's going to be – the ball comes out!
Ball's loose!
I think the Marcos came up with it, though.
They do.
They do. Who was that?
56.
Number 50. Alex Albano or Monaco? That was Albano, number 50.
Oh, what a heads-up play by him.
Holy smokes. And Albano's going to get a gain of 2 yards? 2 or 3 yards for Albano? Man, oh, man. We talked about it. We almost jinxed
just
him.
as you spoke about it there.
Almost jinxed him. Solto going to take the snap. He's going to go right up the middle. He'll have a Sports Corner first down inside the 20.
About 4 more there.
Looks like he'll be about to the 18, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 18, and that might have been the chance to get a stop here.
I agree.
The Heat were about a foot away from that being their football.
We're down in Amboy. It's all Amboy, 42-16, under 2 minutes to go in the second quarter there in Amboy.
West Prairie coach John McCormick says they're wearing out the grass in the second half.
Oh, man.
Yet they are. Solto keeps it himself. Nothing. He's going to break a tackle or two. He's going to get down close to the 15. A gain of
3, just short of the 15 there. About the 16 they marked him. Gain of 3.
From the 18 and 19. Yep, gain of 3. It's a short 3. 2nd and 7 for the Marcos. And they're eating up some clock here. 2:13 remaining, and that's where that timeout, Kyle, that last timeout on the 2-point conversion. And this might be it, folks. This right here could be the series. They only have one timeout, so they don't have enough, they can't do a whole lot. Solto going to be on the drive. He keeps and breaks the tackle. He's going to get down to the 10. He's going to be short of the first down, though.
About 6 more.
A gain of 6, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Short 2, long 1, and down to 1:35 remaining. And the Heat, with only one timeout, really, Kyle, can't do anything to make this any different. They're just along for the ride at this point. The defense has to get the stop. Solto gets hit in the backfield, and he's brought down short of the first down, I think. It's going up 4th down.
He got away from Drosty initially. I think Meldrum then brought him down.
A gain of 1. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1. And it's going to be I wouldn't be surprised to see Webster here go up and take a quarterback sneak to try and get this first down, because this is the game right here. With 1 minute remaining, you wonder why maybe one team isn't taking a timeout. They both only have one timeout remaining.
Yeah, 55 seconds and the clock is running.
And they have to hurry to the line. And it is Webster up under center again. He's going to go for the quarterback sneak. No, he's going to hand off to – and he spins, and he's going to go in for the score.
Salto's going to go in 9 yards.
9 yard. Actually, it has to be a 10-yard. They might have said it was on a 9, but they were at the 19, so it has to be a 10-yard touchdown run officially for Solto. And with 42 seconds remaining, the Marcos take a 4-point lead, 48-44.
What a pileup that was. Everybody just piled in, and Solto rolled out of a tackle.
Solto was stopped short of the first down, and he spun out of the tackle, as Kyle said, and he goes in for a 10-yard touchdown run, and the Marcos lead by 4, 48-40, and this is a big 2-point conversion still, because the Heat have scored quickly this second half. Solto taking a snap. He's going to run it himself. He's going to be spread out. He's not going to get it. No, nothing doing that time, and it's 48-44, and the Heat will get the ball back. 42 seconds remaining. This will be our final timeout of the game. We'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
We're an 11-bed.
And welcome back, 48-44, 42 seconds to remain here from Polo High School. It's I8FA semifinal football on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Thanks for joining us. And Kyle, I've been...
What a drive by the Marcos.
Oh, my goodness. It's just been a fantastic football game. This is one of those games where you always hear it's too bad somebody has to lose. Now, the question is, do you kick this one deep?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Do you try to kick it deep, or do you just – they're going to squib it again. It's going to be a high kick, and it's going to be fought over, and the Heat are going to come up with it.
16. Number 16, Kane with the recovery.
Jordan Kane and number 81, Cody Wade, fighting over it. Wade looked like he should have had it. Kane came and took it away from him. 40.8 seconds remain. It's 1st and 10 Heat from the 45-yard line, 55 yards away from a win and a state championship berth. Polo.
One timeout remaining for the Heat.
Polo is...
Drosty's out of the shotgun formation.
And Carnes is...
Have not seen this formation yet.
Squib, Drosty picks it up. He breaks the tackle. He's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. Essentially no gain. They're going to have to hurry. They're going to take their final timeout.
A little bit of trickery there, and it kind of backfired for the Heat.
Well, that's the first shotgun snap of the game,
it was
too.
Short, too. He was deep, too. He was almost like in a punt formation there, it looked like.
And the scoreboard didn't update correctly. We'll change that. There is no timeouts now for the Heat. No timeouts. We'll correct that real quick.
34 seconds remaining in the ball game. 2nd and 10 for the Heat, ball on their own 45.
Carnes in the shotgun this time. Carnes is going to roll right. Drosty's in the flat. A double move. Deep downfield. It's blocked and incomplete. Lindaws kind of started clapping when he saw Drosty wasn't going to catch it. He might have been able to go off and go over and make a play on that ball.
2-3 guys in coverage here. I'm a little surprised the Heat. I said, I know your time down, panicking here just a little bit. Like as effective as Drosty's been just running the ball out of their normal offense, I would have gave him a carry or two before you relying on just airing it out like that. But now you're down to 27 seconds, 3rd and 10.
You know, I almost wonder if you should have just stuck to your guns. You know what I'm saying? You've scored. Now they're going to go back to the I formation. Pitch is going to go out to Drosty. Short side of the field. He runs out of bounds. 4th down.
You know, just about 1, I think, if at all.
23.5 seconds, 4th and 10. This is the play of the game now. Carnes goes over and talks to Coach Kirby. And it's 23.5 seconds remaining. No timeouts for the Heat. 1 timeout for the Marcos, which at this point probably really doesn't matter. Carnes under center, rolls right, looks back, throws to Meldrum. He's got the first down, and he's going to break.
He should have got out of bounds. He
should have.
The clock will stop as they set the chains.
They have to go throw. They have to go put it on the ground, and they got a chance. 15 seconds.
About 18 yards to Carnes.
It's a Sports Corner first down. Sports Corner first down, and it's 2nd down with 12.8 seconds remaining from the 38-yard line.
To Meldrum, they're about 18 yards on that play, the 38-yard line now.
Meldrum gets out of bounds there. He saves them about 5 seconds probably, right?
Yep, but he should have got out of bounds, but heat of the moment, he's trying to gain extra yardage.
Well, and he thought it looked like for a split second he might have some room to run, but so now what do? Carnes back under center I formation.
Second you run the ball here, don't get it. You're going to run out of time.
Drops back to pass. Throws across the middle. Meldrum again. Going to get it across another Sports Corner first down. 6.7 seconds left. An 11-yard gain. Back to the line of scrimmage they go. They'll have to spike it again. And they spike it again.
4.2.
And it's one final play here coming for the Heat. First, 2nd and 10 from the 26. And we're going to see if what we talked about was right. Is it really the last team with the football? And I'll tell you what, 2 plays ago, when it was 4th and 10 or 4th and 9, you would have never thought they'd have been in this position with 4.2 seconds remaining.
26 yards away. Polo one last defensive play away from advancing. West Central 26 yards away.
And 1 offensive play, because you're not going to get a second offensive
this
play
is
here.
The game
this is
right
it
here.
That's right. Carnes up under center again. Going to pitch it out to Drosty. If you're going to go down, you're going to go down with your player. Drosty runs around the right side. He breaks free.
Drosty's going to go for the touchdown. The Heat advance. The Heat advance.
Drosty steps back inside, and it's a touchdown for the Heat. The pile is on. The game is over, and the Heat win 50-48. They do have to run the 2-point conversion, though. They do have to do the conversion play.
The hockey play. I don't believe what I just saw.
Oh,
Drosty goes 26 yards around the left end, and the Heat are going to advance to the state championship game.
The officials are walking off the field. They're not going to make them run the play. The West Central Heat are going to Monmouth. They win 50-48 on Drosty's 26-yard touchdown run as time expired. And holy smokes.
That's what I said, Dwayne. I said if he's as effective as he's been running it, but boy, some big conversions. Carnes to Meldrum twice, Dwayne, to get him in position for that final play.
Coach Coach Kirby, I don't know if John, if you can hear me. Coach Kirby's on the far side over there about the 30-yard line, yelling at his team, telling them to get to the 50-yard line. We're going to act like we've been here before, and he's getting his team over there to line up, and a heartbreaker for Polo.
Unbelievable.
Holy smokes, is the team finally getting back to the 50-yard line.
I thought for sure they were going to get him out of bounds.
Solto, folks, right here, Solto at the 50-yard line, John, is the first player in line for Polo. He had a heck of a game. Got his head down a little bit, but he's going to meet
head
Carnes.
Up high there, young man.
And holy smokes, he's first one in line. What a game for Solto and the Marcos. But the West Central Heat, holy smokes, gets the win 50-48.
I was almost looking at the clock there, and I thought he was going to get pushed out of – I thought he was trying to get out of bounds for one final play. I can't believe they did not get him out of bounds there. It's just Drosty, just so hard to bring down. 26 yards around that left end.
Unbelievable. And
like you said, it's a shame that one of these teams had to lose there. Like I said, in Salto, him and Drosty meet there.
50-48, zeros on the clock, and
it was the last team that had the ball.
It literally was the last team, the last play, and Drosty with a 26-yard touchdown run. His time expires, and the West Central Heat are going to take the shortest drive they've had to a playoff game or to a game all season as they drive right up the road to Monmouth College for a trip to the state tournament and the state championship game next Friday, and you'll be able to watch it here on TSSR Game Time Live as the Heat will face either Amboy or St. Thomas More.
The way, we'll get a score for you there.
As that game is on TSSR Game Time Live, you can watch it at the Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel.
Hopefully our call was – I'm sorry for jumping in on that last call there. My normal play-by-play self came out on that last call. I said, just couldn't believe what we just witnessed. The last play of the ball game, a 26-yard pitch.
Holy –
I'm looking for
the live chat, folks, is going crazy. Either way, a heck of a game. Mia Marsden said. Sarah Reiner, oh, my goodness. Lacey Thacker, way to make me cry, Caden. Amanda Liggett, yeah, Heat. Mia Marsden said, did he just? That's going on game film.
Oh, my
goodness. It's going on everybody's game film.
It's like the miracle on ice. It was a miracle on grass here for West Central. That play is going to go down in West Central history.
And there's Drosty getting hugs from absolutely everybody.
What a ball game. Both teams. Polo made them earn it here today, folks. There was not many people that gave Polo much of a chance in this ball game.
No, Dalton Poland says no way. I'm going to go through some of these here real quick. Ashley Brown says way to go Heat. And I talked to somebody here at Polo this morning who said they thought it would be a 20-point win for West Central. It ends up being a 2-point win on a 26-yard run on the last play of the game.
That's what I said. That's what I heard a lot all week is West Central, the heavy favorites, 20-plus. But I just said to the other people, I said, I will not believe that Polo's going to get beat until I see it on the field, and it took the last play. They just play so hard, and like I said, they're well coached, and they gave the Heat everything they could handle, and I still don't almost believe it. They did get beat. Like I said, I can't believe what I just saw there. Trosty, 26 yards on the final play of the ball game.
Jacinda Hill said, I've never screamed so loud at my phone in my life. Troy Jern, well, we appreciate that, Troy, but, man, what a game. And you're right. Drosty will say, if you talk to him, that it's not just him, it's his line and his other team. But I'll tell you what, his ability to make one or two people miss is unbelievable.
48-22 your score at the half. Amboy on top of Champaign St. Thomas More as the Central Heat, as their fans line up on the east side of the field here at Polo. They congratulate each player as they walk off the field. Boy, you don't get a better ending than that.
I'll tell you what, I've done radio and I've done video now for 3 years, radio since 98, 97, something like that. I have never, ever seen a game like that.
A walk-off football. I've done some basketball with some buzzer beaters, but And the magnitude of this game. It's
I know.
It's a semifinals. Like, winner goes to state, and I'm just shocked at what we just witnessed. That I said the 2 conversions to get them within that. It was 4th and
9.
Yes,
at
and
the 40.
It was on their own 48.
40.
They converted once, and then they did
again. It was actually
again.
the 42, wasn't it? Something like, anyway, it was either the 46 or 40 something.
Couple passes to your fullback.
Yes. Yeah. And then you run. It's your last play. Here's what Coach Kirby, you're saying it's your last play. You have to go 26 yards. You have to score, and you get in a 2 tight end set, I formation, and you hand it off or pitch it to your tailback. Now, not everybody has Drosty, and that has something to do with it. But you talk about having faith in your team. If you're going to go down, you're going to go down doing what you know your team can do, right?
Yeah, this was smash mouth football. Just neither team could get a stop. Like you said, 8-man, everybody thinks it's a spread you out, throw game. How many passes did we have? I think we had 4 or 5 attempts for the Heat, 3 for Polo. Like I said, just that game was unbelievable. Both teams, neither team – West Central couldn't stop Polo either. Like Salto, Fernandez was big the second half. Salto had 41 carries, 220 yards in a loss.
I think Drosty's shaking hands and hugging babies like he running for office over there.
He could be the mayor, the whatever he wants to be at Biggsville.
The Biggsville, he could be the mayor of Henderson County right now. Let me tell you, folks. Holy smokes! Oh man, what a game!
And Salto is just a junior. Like I said, he's going to be back next year with a lot of these Polo players as well. They return a lot that started this ball game here. Offensively and defense, they had 1, 2, 3, 6 starters on offense, just juniors. But hats off to West Central, not giving up. They were tested today. And
John Unruh says, game on the line, give the ball to your stud that got you there. There's no doubt Coach Kirby did a job there. Troy Jerns says, everybody's warm now. Everybody on the far side of the field.
That's going to be a fun trip back to Biggsville for West Central.
And you won't need a tour bus or a charter bus to get to Monmouth.
No.
Man, oh, lie.
Man, I can't thank you enough for asking me to join you here today. That was fun.
That was a great, great game. Are you coming down to the championship game?
I might have to try to get there.
Well, we'll do an hour pregame show.
Yep.
So if you can get down and join me on the pregame show, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I will see what I can do. It's just, man.
Just let me know some point during the week.
Yep.
And we'll the pregame show will go from about 5:45 to 6:45, and then we'll go up to the booth and do the Chris Frankhauser and Jeff Borders will be on the call for that. They're my 2 main football guys that have been doing football in my area and with me since the start and in the area for a long, long time. And there is Solto. Is that him getting talked to right there at the 50-yard line? It is, isn't it? Or not?
I'm trying to see if that's him or Lindos. I couldn't see the 7. I see the 7. I can't tell. There's a 1 in front of it.
I can't either. But a lot of hugs on this side, but for a different type of hug, isn't it?
Yeah, Solto's over there.
So it must be
with
Lindos.
family. But like I said, I just knew you weren't going to come in here. You weren't going to come in here and blow out Polo. It just does not happen. Like I said, I think Kirby had sensed that in the beginning as well. You kind of said you guys have been the heavy favorite all year, but like I said, you were going to earn it today to get against Polo, and boy, they sure did. West Central did, beating 2 good quality teams from up north here, Milledgeville and Polo, back-to-back weeks, as West Central, a hard-earned trip to state was punched today for the Heat.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some stats and coaches interviews in just a few minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential. with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
And we're back here as we've got the headset from John, so he can't hear us anymore. But I said it several times. I want to thank John Burton for coming in with me today. I want to thank Kyle Leach from WCCI 100.3, who did all our Milledgeville games, did all the Milledgeville games that were broadcast on our Hulett PubliPro LLC YouTube channel. So, Kyle, I appreciate that. And we're hopefully going to have Coach Alston. Maybe we'll have Coach Alston, but we're going to get Coach Kirby up here, we hope, as they're down there still talking about what should be a really fun week in Henderson County and neighboring Warren County this week, as the West Central Heat are going to the state championship game, and it looks like they're going to play Amboy. Amboy up relatively big at the half over St. Thomas More. As here comes, we're watching a replay here, folks, as we speak. As Kyle said, he wanted to watch this when it's 2nd and 26, because it was 4.2 seconds remaining. And here's the pitch.
Carnes out blocking, and Meldrum right about here. I thought he was going to go out.
And he just
cuts
stepped back inside. What a step back move. Holy smokes. And John Burton, as always, right on it with the camera. And there's Coach Alston. Hopefully he's coming up this way. We'll see if he finds his way up here.
His last check, I believe it was like 48-22 now. Amboy on top of Champaign St. Thomas More could be headed to the rematch of West Central and Amboy.
From week 9.
Like I said, if you get that matchup, it's probably, I said, with a healthy Lindenmeyer, I think probably legitimately the two best teams in the state, which Polo right in there, the case as well. Like I said, they, without one of their all-staters, Xavier Grenoble as well, went toe-to-toe with West Central here today. But with Polo and West Central, that should be a good one there next week.
So it's going to be a great week for the Heat. I think Coach Alston may be walking up the stairs as we speak. He is. See if we can get him on the headset here. You want to hop in here real quick, sir? Coach Alston, these interviews are never easy, but I can't, other than not winning, I don't see how you could be more proud of this football team from Polo.
Yeah, I am. I mean, obviously with how the year started, and we weren't a great team at the beginning. We're a pretty average team at the beginning of the year, and young without much experience, and offensive line came together. Lost a couple guys. When we lost Avery before the playoffs, that was tough for our kids to respond and play the way they did in the playoffs. And today, obviously, super proud of them. One tackle away from another trip, and this one's going to sting, but obviously very proud of our kids tonight.
Well, we were just talking in your final touchdown drive that you guys hadn't had a turnover and you hadn't really fumbled the ball.
He just about jinxed you.
I about jinxed you, but Albano, and I don't know if I'm saying if you're pronouncing Albano, with that fumble recovery, the kid was Johnny on the spot and had a nose for the football.
Yeah, in fact, I don't know the last time we put the ball on the ground. It's been a long time. And, yeah, that saved us, gave us life there. And, just a good example of a kid who, just not the greatest athlete in the world, but works his tail off for you. And just that play right there is a good example of that.
Solto, that kid.
41 carries, 220 yards. Just Like I said, he's not the biggest kid. He doesn't look like he's the fastest kid, but he is so fun to watch. Just a junior. Like I said, there's more. You're going to hear his name a lot next year, but man, he gave it everything today.
As a young man, the thing I noticed about him, when you guys lined up at the 50-yard line, he was the first one in line.
Well, he's a special kid, not just athletically, but the way he approaches practices, the way he approaches games, the way he prepares, everything about him. He's a special kid, and he's just a great football player, and he's just an absolute, pleasure to coach every day, and hardest working kid out there, and not just in games but in practice. And yeah, he's had a great season, and we made the change about week 3 or 4, put him at quarterback, and ran that wildcat look, and he's been a stud for us ever since.
I've been at all the 8-man football meetings this year, and they've talked about I8FA taking over in some schools, not whether they should go 8-man or maybe they don't think 8-man's legitimate. If you want to see how legitimate 8-man football is, watch this game.
Yeah, this is just a great example of just good, solid, hard-nosed football. 2 teams working awfully hard, getting the ball in the hands of their best athletes. And this was just a great football game. I wish we could have come out on the other side of it, but this is one of those games I'll remember, forever. It was a great game. It was a great atmosphere against a coach I have a lot of respect for, and him and I communicate quite a bit with each other, and I'm happy for their kids, obviously, because they do have some great kids over there and a good coaching staff. My heart aches for our kids right now because I see how hard what it's doing to them. But yeah, just a great football game.
Well, you guys have had tons of success in this 8-man thing.
Premier 8-man program.
and this is what you guys have not really felt this sting of a playoff loss, I don't think, really, have you?
Your first playoff loss.
Yeah, we haven't felt this way. We've had some regular season losses. Probably the game against Milledgeville earlier this year where I thought we played better than them in the first half and just kind of fell apart in the second half. That one stung, but yeah, this one's going to hurt for a long time, and hopefully the younger kids will use this as reason to work harder and get ready for next year. And but right now, probably just need a couple weeks for the kids to just kind of get through this.
Well, obviously, losing at the end of a season is the hardest part of being a coach, right? You got 3 extra games, but what do you say to your seniors that you're going to lose? They've had so much success at Polo, and they've been such an integral part of what you guys have done the last few years. What do you say to those guys?
Well, we talked to them out there just about how proud of them that we are, and they're a group that when they were freshmen, some of them weren't real good football players. They've really worked hard. Several of them have taken on different roles that we've asked them to take on, and had to put their egos aside and become real team players. And they've done a great job of that. They're not a big group, and they lost kind of their leader in Avery, but they still stuck with it, and real proud of just the stuff that they've done for us. You just can't repay them. They've been part of so many good teams and so much success here, so they'll definitely be missed. That's for sure.
Just the coach, I want to comment. Like, you were 2-2. Like I said, I did your game. I'm a missile. So, but like I said, we've envied your program. You guys are a class act. Your staff, top notch. Just for the change from you guys, that loss at Milledgeville, to the way you played today. Unbelievable. Without Grenoble, like I said, you're an all-state player both ways for you. And you had West Central Heat. I hear the talk, you probably did as well, of saying, West Central, this could be a 20-point game here today, especially without Grenoble. And I just said, not at Polo. Like I said, you will not blow Polo out. Like I said, not on that field. And boy, just impressed of week 4 at Milledgeville to what I saw with you guys today. The job you guys have done as a staff and your team. It was just incredible.
Well, I appreciate it. The kids have a lot of pride. Mm-hmm. You're talking about that senior class. That senior class has a lot of pride, and they heard all that all week. It's going to be a blowout, and we're going to lose big, and they didn't really like that. So they came out here determined to make a game of it, and they did a great job for us. So
What do you see in West Central that makes them so good?
They just it's really hard to focus on one thing. A lot of times you can focus on one thing or even two things. I mean, you can't focus on their quarterback. They kill you with their fullback. You can't focus on their fullback. And then Drosty's he's such an explosive, unbelievable player. When he gets the ball, I mean, he can score anytime he gets the ball. And, you know, I thought that last play, I thought we had great angles. I thought we were there. And he just makes one cut and scores. And he's just – we've watched him on film do that over and over and over again. And it's just he's just a hard player to defend, probably one of the hardest players I've ever had to scheme against.
So before I let you go, you see guys like Drosty and Solto and Knoble and those guys that they're playing 8-man football that maybe in the 11-man realm doesn't get as much. You've coached 11-man. You've been around 11-man. These kids can go play college football, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in the whole scheme of things, you know, you're not doing anything different in 8-man than you're going to be doing in 11-man. You know, it's just a bigger field, and there's 3 more guys on each side. You know, you're going to tell me that Drosty wouldn't be running for the way he does with 3 more guys on the field on each side? I mean, yeah, a lot of these guys can play college football, and I'm hoping they do, because there was a lot of really good football players on the field today.
The lines, I thought, were a big part of today, too, that doesn't get an 8-man, doesn't get a whole lot of talk, but both lines played offensively especially pretty well.
They did. You know, our offensive line actually, you know, coming into the season, we had, I think it was 2 starts under our belt, and that was by Waylon Harris. And so everyone on that line, this was their first year of varsity football, and it showed at the beginning of the year. And our coach, our line coach, Cliff Bardell, has just done a tremendous job getting those guys better each week. They're a little undersized. You know, they're not the biggest. They're not the fastest. We just preach get into them and let our backs do the work, and they did a good job of that today.
Well, Coach, I won't keep you anymore. I know that you got people I'm sure that you want to talk to and are wanting to talk to you, but congratulations on a great year. I'm sorry it came up one game short. Would have been nice to talk to you again at Monmouth College next week, but I'm sure we'll see you next year, and your Polo squad will be back and raring to go and solid again next year.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Coach Alston coming up and talking to us on the post-game show here today, and get Kyle back on the headset here. And I think we're still waiting for Coach Kirby. Hopefully he's coming up here. I know he's got to get on WMOI. We'll let them have him before we get him if he gets up here, but he's probably got 5,000 people, even though there's 200 here. There's probably 5,000 sending him messages and talking to him right now. So, Coach Alston, class act, though, isn't he?
Oh,
I mean,
man,
just
he's
a great,
one of the best.
interview and a great coach.
Yep, he is one of the premier coaches, not only in 8-man and 11-man too. Like I said, his staff does a great job here at Polo, and just an unbelievable ball game once again. That's going to be one to definitely go back and rewatch that ball game. That was a lot of fun, and and like I said, Polo they return a lot of talent. They'll be a team to be reckoned with again next year as well. So
we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back and see if we can get Coach Kirby and some others on before we take off. You're watching TSSR Game Time live, presented by MDH, coverage of I8FA semifinals, a final. The Heat beat the Marcos 50-48. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan? Evan?
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
All right, welcome back. It looks like Caden Drosty may be on his way back up here with John Burton. Coach Kirby, I don't think is anywhere to be found.
We might have to address him as Mayor Drosty.
Yeah.
That's what he goes
I'll tell you what, folks. It's let's go over some stats while he's walking up here. Can you do that?
Yep. Let's see. I haven't even given the final stats here.
No,
for the
we've
Polo,
been too busy talking about something.
Polo Marcos, Brock Salto, 41 carries, 220 yards, and 1, 2, how many touchdowns? 3, 4 touchdowns, maybe 5. I didn't even add the last one. But yeah, 220 yards on 41 carries for Salto. Fernandez, 6 carries for 89 yards, 2 touchdown runs for him. He was big in the second half. Dewey, 4 carries for 40 yards. Wolber, 1 for 1. So a lot of success for Polo there on the ground. Salto, 2 for 3 for 32 yards, 14 to Fernandez, 18 for Webster. Now for West Central, their carries today, 22 carries unofficially for Drosty for 278 yards. 5 more touchdowns for him. Actually, maybe that's 6 touchdowns, as I didn't even include the last 26-yarder.
That
the
was
biggest one. That was kind of the biggest one of the game there, wasn't it?
That one's not important.
So,
we got a number 12 under the headset up here with us now. So I don't know where Coach Kirby is. He might be gone, but I have to ask: was that exactly how you drew up the last drive?
No,
no,
not at all. I'm going to be honest. When we were in that first play of that drive, had me on an out and up. I saw that ball, and I thought I was going to catch it. I was like, man, we're going to get a nice 20, 25-yard gain, and I didn't. It popped off the top of my fingers, and the next thought was, oh, crap, he's going to intercept it, and we're going to turn it over. But then, we threw a couple more passes and converted on first downs, and we don't pass the ball. So that was not even like a thought in my mind at all. But, yeah, we converted on them 2 first downs, and those were huge, big plays. If we didn't get that first one, that was over. They got the ball. But that 4th and 10, and then we couldn't quite get out of bounds on those and never spiked the ball, I don't think, in our high school history ever. Never had to spike a ball. And we did it twice successfully. Nobody jumped. Nobody did anything other than Mason almost took a kneel, I think. But, I mean, it was just amazing. I didn't imagine that going any way. How it went, I didn't imagine that at all. And then that last play, like I said before, I closed my eyes. I don't know what happened. I'm going to be honest. I saw 2 of them in front of me, heard the horn go off, knew I couldn't go left and out of bounds. And then I closed my eyes, and I was in the end zone, and there was 400 people around me. I don't know what happened.
And I think like 200 of them were on top of you.
Yeah. I at one point had to push people away because I couldn't breathe there for a second. Yeah, that was amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we knew what happened there either. Just a lot of yelling from the booth up here.
When are you going to run for political office?
Yeah, if
Mayor
only.
Drosty.
Because Mayor Drosty. Because I was laughing. You were walking down that fan group down there on the far side, and you were shaking more hands or shaking hands and kissing babies more than a politician were.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a game, and those are your community behind you. That's everyone. Basically, everybody in Henderson County. You just saw them here today. And anybody back home was watching it or tuning in, definitely. So, you got to show a ton of love to those that come and support you, especially on a snowy football game today, first one that we've seen.
So. Had the win last week against Milledgeville. That was crazy.
Yeah,
and then the snow today. But, 23 carries now. I'll update 304 yards in the ball game for you. 6 touchdowns. Not a bad day in the office
No,
for you.
yeah, that was good. And I mean, that all starts, like I've said, offensive line. I mean, they are just physical dudes up there. They do not have the size on some people. Some of them are big, but other than that, they just get down. They have great technique, and I mean, they get their jobs done, and they do it well, and it allows us running backs to do what we do.
What can you say about Polo?
Oh my gosh, they are a physical team, and we knew that coming into this. We knew that they were going to be a physical team, and I mean, we had a little grit under our teeth from what happened last year. I mean, we showed up last year at our home field, and we kind of thought we had that. I mean, we kind of brushed that game over, and then really, really quick we realized it was not a brush over game, and it was too late by the time we wanted to start doing stuff last year. So we came out this game, and we did not come out slow. I mean, we came out how we were, but they slowed us down a little bit. I mean, they were a physical team. I mean, it was cold, so every little hit, I mean, just really, really stung. But I mean, both ways. I mean, that's just the elements of the game. It's fun.
You're not feeling any pain right now, though, are you?
No, I don't feel quite much of anything right now, if I'm being honest.
That was one of the best football games I've ever witnessed. 8-man, 11-man college. I mean, that game, it's unbelievable to have a walk-off win. Like I said, not an overtime game. A walk-off win in football is so rare.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. And, I mean, that came from that two-point conversion beforehand. If they get that two-point conversion, that's a tied game, and we have to convert ours. But we held them on a lot of two-point conversions, but we also hurt ourselves by not getting some two-point conversions. So that could have been a tied game going in to send it in overtime or to just take the lead right there at the end, and instead we were down. We didn't convert them 2 points. So, I mean, there's definitely things to work on. But
Coach Kirby made his way up here. Well, how many snow games have you played in your life? Ever?
None. That's it. The only rainy games that I've ever played in was once at home, and then once in 11-man we were at Mid-County, and it just poured down rain. Couldn't even see the field hardly, sideways rain. And I turned to Landon Winters out there on the field, and I was like, this feels about like when we were at Mid-County in 11-man. I was like, that was the last time you played football. And he just kind of smiled and laughed, and then we looked around and we were like, but it's not raining. It is snowing right now.
I mean, you came 2.5, 3 hours up here today. You're going to a state championship game, and some of your kids could walk.
Yeah.
Or ride their bikes to the game, right?
Yeah,
how cool
absolutely.
is that?
That's amazing. And, I mean, that's kind of been a thought that we have kind of smiled about for a while now. I mean, the championship game's a home game for us almost. I mean, that's basically a field that just about everybody's probably either drove past or been out to at one point in their lives. It's definitely not a long drive for us by all means, and I'd be surprised if we probably take a charter to that because it's right down the road.
I'm going to ask you one more question, but before I do, there's still 158 people watching on our feed at the moment. If you have a question for Caden, just real quick, drop it into live chat. I'll see if I can get it off before we go here. When we saw you against South Beloit, you went out and you like 360 yards and 7 touchdowns, and it was all in the first half, and it was crazy. And Coach Kirby talked about the fact that all that stuff was outside. You used a little more of your normal inside game tonight on the counter. You were able to mix it up pretty well. Do you think that showing the outside stuff has opened up the inside for you a little bit?
Absolutely, and not only just the outside, but with other people running the ball, their eyes start to go all over the place. They start to look at different people, and that takes some eyes off of me, or when Parker gets the ball, it takes some eyes off of him, them looking at me, and then people are lost on defense. They don't know where they need to be. They start not reading their keys, and so that also opens up a lot bigger of gaps. People overplaying too far, and then when we back cut, they aren't there for the back cut, opens it up a lot. And then, when we run the outside, they start to go wide, and it opens up that inside a lot, and then makes it a lot easier on our linemen, too. They already get them momentum going one way, and they can just drive them into the ground that way.
Yeah, it's just amazing to me how you do not go down on initial contact. It was last week. I'm a missile, so you heard me last week, but I have much respect for you and your staff there as the initial contact. Miljo last week, Polo this week. A lot of the contact they were hitting at the line of scrimmage, if not back, but like I said, it's just one cut and then you're gone. It's just incredible to watch you run the ball.
Yeah, and he hates that. He tells me all the time, just go down. Just go down.
Except for that last play.
Jackson Kane says he doesn't have a question, but Caden is a legend. And
Kane,
Amanda Liggett says she's proud of you. Let's talk about Parker for a second.
Oh, yeah.
He 4th and goal at the 2 or whatever.
Early.
That tackle at the pylon on the left side or your defensive right was huge. He made some huge tackles today.
Yeah, Parker gets all over the field. I mean, there's a reason why he's our leading tackler is because that kid plays with more heart than anybody I know. That kid wants to be out there. But, I mean, when he's on the field, there's nothing else. Like, in the world, there's nothing else besides what's going on right there. He is extremely focused. I mean, he's just an amazing player. He helps out a lot on our team. We talk about a lot like a puzzle, fitting your piece in the puzzle, and he definitely does that. He could be the whole outside of our puzzle because he's just like always everywhere. He is absolutely amazing. He makes all the good tackles. He tackles low. He's never high. When Parker's by the ball, you know that kid's going down.
Well, we'll let you get out of here. We appreciate you. Wait a second. Let's see. Give your nephews a shout-out, Caden.
Yeah, so my 3 nephews, Trenton, Bennett, and Rowan, all 3 of them, yeah.
Kayla just said to give them a shout-out.
Kayla,
So.
yeah. Love you, Kayla.
So, well, we'll let you get down and get changed. I'm sure you're ready. The guys are going to be running and getting on the bus, and we still got you up here talking. So congratulations on a big win. We'll see you next Friday.
Thank you.
Yep, good luck to you next week.
Caden coming talking to us. Drosty, we'll get Coach Kirby as they give a hug here up in the somewhat warmer area of the Crow's Nest. John Burton is up here, and he was I think that game was the kind of game that keeps you warm enough no matter if you're inside or outside. As Coach Kirby's under the headset. Now, I didn't know if we were going to get to talk to you. Have you ever been this emotional with a win before?
Oh, yeah. I mean, none of them have been that exciting. There have been some pretty big wins, but that was hard to top doing that in a semifinal game to go to the show.
That's what I said. You do not see many walk-off wins in football. That's not an overtime game.
It's not an overtime game.
I've never seen an ending like that.
I'm going to ask you. I asked Caden when he came up here. That's exactly how you drew it up, right? At the end, that series of plays is exactly how you drew it up, right?
No. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Here's what I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. You know, Jim standing next to me, Steve up in the headset. This is what went through the headset with all of us talking. Best player, best play when the horn goes off. Okay, we're running sweep. And, you know, I had parents come to me and they were like, "Are you kidding me? You ran sweep?" You can go to sleep at night if you know on the last play of those kids' senior year career in high school football that you gave the ball to the best player running our best play on the last play when the horn went off. And I thought he stepped out of bounds.
I thought he was gonna.
I did. I thought he stepped out of bounds. I was like, oh, well, that's it. And then, wait, he's still running. And, I mean, I didn't jump up and down. I hope it's on camera. I hope somebody has me because I just,
No, the play is on. Unfortunately, not on camera. But I mean, the play is on camera, but you're not on camera.
That's probably better. I got a face for radio, so it's fine.
Well, you notice that's why we keep the camera away from me for the most part. So, but Coach, I tell you what, this Polo team, everybody all week was talking about how West Central is going to dominate, and honestly, I thought West Central was going to dominate a little more than maybe you did. And this Polo team is legit.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I said these are the words I said to the kids. They don't raise the hand to somebody on a split decision to the when you're fighting the champ. You got to knock the champ out. I mean, if you don't knock the champ out, you ain't winning it. And you know, we went in at halftime. I'm like, hey, I told you, I told you they were going to come, and they thought that's the best game Polo's played all year. No doubt. Because they have an absolute heart of a champion. Because they believe they're a champion. Because there was no way they were walking off this field without giving everything. They play just like Ted. They do. You know, they play like their coach emulates. Tough, physical, focused. You know, they execute the littlest details. You know, they don't let things get away. You know, that was they say, you know, you buy a dog that's like you. You know, your football team emulates you. Polo is Ted Alston. And they played like it today. And good gracious, so I can't imagine what that feels like losing. I don't know what it feels like winning yet. We really won.
It hasn't hit you yet.
I mean, we really won. I'm going to get on that bus. We really won that game.
How many times have you practiced the spiking the ball, Coach?
Never.
That's what Caden just said. But you had to do it twice on that last drive.
Mm-hmm. How about Mace completing those 2 passes?
So your fullback.
Under complete duress to Parker. And Parker, getting a couple extra yards on, us throwing the ball. Come on. Everybody in the gym thinks we're throwing the ball because we don't have any timeouts left. We do. We complete it. He didn't go out of bounds. I might ask him in the future, please.
Please go out of bounds.
Please go out of bounds so we can get that done. But, yeah, man, well, I'm sorry, guys. This is a boring interview for you because I don't know what to say.
What can you say about your kids?
Just, wow. Just, man, it would be hard to find a coach who could say to you that for 14 straight weeks, every day at practice was a joy to go to. Every time you played was a joy to be around them. Everything you did. There hasn't been a single minute where I could look at the guys and say, you need to give me more effort. Come on. What are you doing? Never one time in a game have I needed to say, hey, we got to concentrate more. What are you, jacking around out here? Never. Think about that. That's 14 weeks. Man, we're getting ready to go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I've been in school with these kids since August, and not one time, not once, no chance. They don't blink. I got no words for how we won the game, but, as far as the kids, I think they thought we were going to win. I don't know how or why, but I do.
Well, I want to say something about Caden. He was up here speaking, and we interview a lot of kids. Okay, through the years and this year, I've interviewed tons of kids. He might be the most well-spoken,
humble
kid. Well, humble, but I mean, as far as understanding the game, he can talk about the game. He can talk about the players in the game.
304,
and he can talk about the things that he does better than any kid I've interviewed. And you might not take any credit for this, but his parents and you as a coach have to have a lot to do with that ability to be able to speak and speak about the game.
I don't. I just was gifted that kid. That's not me. That kid was like that when I saw him the first time, and he's going to be like that when he walks across the stage in May. I'm going to tell you something right now. Somebody's going to steal that kid into their college program, and they're missing the boat, man. I'm not getting calls, letters about this kid. Are you kidding me? I watch people on Saturdays, and I'm like, they don't have 12. They don't have that kid's heart can't fit inside his rib cage. I don't know where it is, but it ain't in there. All of them though. I mean, every kid. Every one of them is so into what we're doing and so bought in. You got kids like Parker who, gosh, I'm sure Parker would like the ball more. I'm sure he'd like to get more carries and yards.
But he sure takes advantage of it when he gets it.
Yeah. Comes and gives you a hug after a game. He's like, thank you, Coach. Thank you for everything. Oh.
He said there's that last play you run, there's not many quarterbacks that'll go out and lead block. And you got a quarterback the size of him, but it's impressive. Like, that is such a weapon on that last play to have your fullback Meldrum out there blocking and Carnes. It just creates a tough matchup on the edge.
It does. And when our tight ends did a great job today. Early in the game, I might not have told you that, but they knew what was on the line. They did it. I can't imagine what this film looks like.
We're getting ready to pull. You're about 2 plays away here. That's what I'm going to pull it up. I'm sure you haven't seen it yet. So,
just you bring up the type of kid that Caden is. Wow, what a pass! These kid's off his back foot.
Next one is next. It's one more. Well, after the snap or after the ground.
It is.
Yep.
Wow, it's right here.
This is coming.
And this is from your feed.
Yep.
Is there any way I can get a DVD of that? I'm not kidding.
We can get it for you.
Thank you. I don't know why they're coming over to me. They're coming over to me, looking at me right now like we got a timeout. Hey, we ain't got a timeout. We got 40 seconds to get this play off. What do you?
Yeah, we were able to rewatch it once already. He gets to the sideline with 2 guys there, and he just makes that one final cut and daylight. It's
It is.
He blacked out, and I think we did too. There was just a bunch of yelling going on up here. It was unbelievable. 4.2 to go.
It's crazy. Here it is. You ready for this?
See, Mason's talking to our offensive line right here. I'm like, what are you saying, dude? We run this play 950,000 times. All right, sweet. Oh, that kid got outside us. Send that baby into ESPN. We just qualified for the state finals on the last play of the game of 4.2 seconds. You send that baby into ESPN tonight. We make top 10.
I will see what I can do. I will see what
I've seen less plays than that go to the state championship game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you kidding me?
He just laid in the end zone
send that baby into ESPN. Dun-dun-dun.
We'll see what we can do. When we get home, I will send it in.
We need to get the camera. You probably haven't moved over there on the sideline yet.
Yeah. I don't know.
I said, so second time you were in state. What was the last time you were in the state? 04?
04 was the last time.
Bureau Valley?
Mm-hmm.
Came up one game short. Hopefully you can
Yeah,
finish it
Driscoll.
this year.
They closed the school down the next year when they got beaten in the semi for quarterfinals.
Yes.
Well, Coach, get out of here. You got a bus ride home. We got to tear
got some
equipment
cheeseburgers
down.
to eat, baby.
It's going to be a fun trip
that
home.
That sounds good. Eat one for me, okay?
150 cheeseburgers waiting on us at McDonald's. I'm not kidding.
Well, how many kids do you have on the bus?
I don't know.
50?
Yeah, it's a full bus, so 50.
Yeah, so
they
those
each
kids,
get 3.
Yeah, those kids.
I'm eating 3 of them, I promise.
Coach Kirby, thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll see you this week. I'll be in touch about doing some pregame stuff for the championship game.
Thanks, guys. Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Coach Kirby talking to us, and it's been a great day. Kyle, thank you so much for coming up here and or coming over here, I guess, for you.
Yeah.
And
10-mile drive, that wasn't bad for me. That hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
Did you hear that? 10-mile drive. He's like a 10-mile drive for me. What a jerk. I used to like you, not anymore.
Not anymore.
But this was, John, this might have been worth setting out in the cold for. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
They got the hookup. I was getting hot chocolate and cookies. It was great.
Oh, that's what's great about coming out and being amongst the people, man. I'm telling you, it's great. I do the same thing announcing football. So, for Kyle Leach, for John Burton, who's done an usual fabulous job on the camera today, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thank you for joining us, Charlie McName. Rashawn Salam was an 8-man football player. Leighton Vander Esch is an 8-man football player. Chad Greenway. Charlie McNamee gave us this information. Tarek Cohen for the Bears, an 8-man football player. So, obviously, they can still play.
Yeah, there was a bunch of good football players on the field today for both teams.
There was. Well, folks, thanks for joining us here live from Polo High School, 50-48. The Heat are going to the state championship game, and the Marcos, unfortunately for them, drop a heartbreaker on the very last play. The joys of victory and the agony of defeat. It's if ABC was still playing Wide World of Sports, this would be it, folks. I'm telling you what, for the old folks in the room. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dwayne Hulett. We'll see you from Monmouth College for the state championship game. It'll likely be West Central and Amboy, a rematch of a Week 9 matchup. We'll talk about it this week, and we'll see how it turns out on Friday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again very soon.